Welcome to the latest episode of Sorcery Shenanigans. I am your dungeon master, game master, person who does the thing. Wayne, hi. And these are your players.
How are you?
Straight in.
No kissing.
We're in straight in. No kissing. We are in Dublin City Comics again. Our fantastic sponsor have given us the use of their space, as always, to record. And hopefully you can hear us and you can see us, and whatever way you're looking at us or listening to us. We have some great giveaway prizes from Dublin City Comics this month, and also returning as well is Hasbro Pulse. I said it right. Hasbro Pulse.
You said it right the first time. I'm just
Did it? What's it? Hasbro Pulse what?
Bit dub.
Bit dub. Yeah, no, I have to. I noticed that when I do online gaming, my dub accent all of a sudden kicks in hard, particularly when playing Helldivers 2 because you get so panicky. But anyway, I digress. Welcome to Sorcery Shenanigans. We do have giveaways. We're going to announce the winners of our giveaways from the last episode, thanks to our sponsors, Dublin City Comics. And again, returning sponsor this episode, Hasbro Pulse. We've got a fantastic prize from them, something that we have never given away before. We are giving away a full, self-contained board game from Hasbro Pulse. When it arrived in the post, I was like, I want to keep this, which is a sign of a good prize.
So we're still exempt from the...
We're not allowed to enter. None of our family members enter. So sorry for you. We are not a corrupt regime here at Sorcery Shenanigans. But yeah, more news about those prizes at the halfway mark. But without further ado, we're going to jump straight into the episode. So where we left off on the last episode, you had freed Migna from her mind prison. You had discovered that Shar was trying to build an army of warriors to protect herself from an incoming new threat that you were not aware of beforehand. You thought Shar was the main big bad, but it turns out that all of the gods seemingly are starting to get worried because a new threat is on the horizon. I am going to butcher this name. Sorry, my notes are in front of me here. I'm just trying to get them back up. So the god Tharizdun, the god.
Sorry.
I mean, it's yeah, fair.
There's fight music, by the way.
Yeah.
It is.
There's have to be the fight music when you get to the final big battle. If you ever fight against Tharizdun, we have to play some horselips.
We do.
Okay.
We do.
We are part country. It's the law.
Yeah, and for the majority of our younger generation who weren't born in the late 1900s, that's a thing now.
Don't say that. We're not saying
an Irish band called Horselips. Who Barry Devlin, co-author and creator of Pound, the comic book series, was a member of.
What?
Yeah. See?
A pound and love horselips.
All interconnected, Kim.
What's the matter? I think you win.
Conan Johnson was right. Justice for Joe. No justice.
Even when I thought it was the country being small, I knew it was her.
Yeah. So Tharizdun, the name didn't ring a bell with you, but when you got back to the ship and you started talking to the city council and the other members of the crew that were all waiting for your return, the information started from Von Breck in particular, who had been doing some research on this god after having the crystal that had fallen from the void upon journeying to the Flotsam, which you are now still docked in. But you spent the evening yourselves after talking to the group. The two of you sat in the galley thinking of the dangers ahead and the plan that you had to lay out to travel to the coordinates of a supposed temple of Saloon that would allow you to find a way of ridding yourselves of this Curse of Shar, the arcane tattoos that garner both your bodies as well as other members of your crew, like Leskar, who is the elven sorceress, the twitchy, over-caffeinated elven sorceress that you found, who seemingly was investigating Shar at length, following the curse being put on her as well.
We should probably talk to her.
Yeah.
We kind of ignored her.
Well, she's been locked away.
She has, to be fair.
Doing the whole Pepe Silva mood board thing going on in her cabin.
She has a special interest.
So she's been locked away herself. So we start off. 2 days have passed since that has taken place. In that time, preparations have been made, and you. Where are you both at this point? 2 days in, you were on the ship. The ship was prepping to leave, to go to the Temple of Saloon. Are you still on the ship? Is there anything you wanted to do within those 2 days yourselves to kind of prep for this? Did you just want to do a bit of shopping that we can fast track through?
I'm happy with my
equipment.
Be aware of your microphone, please.
Yes. Hello. I'm happy enough with my equipment, but I feel like every time I say that, there's a shop with a precious item sitting there, and somebody's going do.
What?
I have.
Well, I mean, you do a very successful shop before you got back to the ship the first time. But in the 2 days prep, you would see the hustle and bustle of the ship as the crew had prepared very excitedly because they've been in dock now for a while. And this is a spacefaring crew. They want to be out in the void. They want to be adventuring. They're a pirate crew. They want to be doing piratey stuff in space. Pirate stuff in space. But you've seen supplies been brought in. You've seen plans been made. The main head of the crew, you've seen Karabash and Captain Mingna, who is recuperating slowly but surely, but is using a cane to move around the ship slowly. And you've seen her inner quarters poring over star maps, poring over battle plans, readying the ship, supplying the ship with its arcane weaponry to make sure it's all in top-notch working order. You've seen the two pilots, again, poring over star maps, the twins, as they kind of work out where the plotting of this course is. You've seen council members come and go. Karul especially coming to talk to Karabash and advise him on strategies for the temple, being an actual disciple of Saloon himself. But news of this temple and kind of knowledge of it is few and far between because it is a hidden or lost temple.
Yeah.
And there are rumors, as you have found over these last couple of days from listening to Karul and listening to other members of the crew, that it's either there's been something that caused it to be lost. Something happened for this temple to become teleported and moved into the void somewhere. Be it a destruction of a sphere, be it a kind of an arcane ritual that went wrong. There's something that is not known by the crew or by the disciples of Saloon here on the Flotsam that caused it to be lost in the void. But now that the coordinates have been found, you find yourselves probably excited to get out there, but like you see, it's palpable. The excitement of the ship is palpable. It's hanging, they're eager to go, and they're almost ready.
Who found the coordinates?
Well, the coordinates were found. You guys found them, and in conjunction with Von Breck. There was all these different, and it was also when you mind joined with Captain Mingna, there were the flashes of the images of the Great Gate.
The gate, yeah,
and the temple itself, and you kind of were able to decipher all of this and put it all together.
Okay.
So, what are you doing at this point?
Sorry, in terms of supplies, I made a little list of like some of my spells that need things to cast them, and like most of them, it's like need a bit of water. I'm like, have a water flask on me at all.
I always, as you know, I generally always look at supplies as if you need them for your spells, you would have instinctively gone and bought.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's not that I'm going to be overly strict about the fact that you didn't go and buy your Bat Guano for your fire spell and something like that.
I like that you picked Bat Guano because it's got, but also one of my spells, not Bat Guano, but Fur. I kind of feel guilty about it. I hope it's ethically sourced Bat Fur.
Ethically sourced. There is a farm. There's a farm on one of the spheres, not too far from the Flotsam, where they house the bats ethically, and
they just take it off the wall of the caves.
Yeah, they live a life.
They do their haircuts.
Yeah,
they do their monthly haircuts.
They have ethically sourced.
When I insist that we visit every single type of apothecary and atelier and only buy one item in each building, I'm afraid that's what I want to see in the game. I think you should make me quest for an amulet, then and then again for a piece of mercury, and then I should have to chase a bird for a feather. That's what I...
It's following your out-of-game comment that we don't do enough shopping episodes.
No, so my comment was, we don't, even though we're presented with the opportunity to do it all the time, which is funny because normally women be shopping. As anyone who's alive in the 90s knows, women be shopping. We, women, be not shopping when presented the opportunity. Maybe we're overcompensating. Maybe we were trying to book that so much because of the trope in place. But I didn't want that to look like we were not given the opportunity to. we're always given the opportunity to. And I responded,
Well, thank you for looking out for your DM's rep there. Thank you very much. But no, look, you can do over the 2 days that you're kind of venturing around and getting ready for this departure. You can obtain any supplies that you wish. If you're looking for anything in specific, any specific items or any specific potions or anything at all, take it that you went and you found it. Not mainly for expediency, because again, the crew are like chomping at the bit to get out of this port. The council have passed word that they will continue their investigation into Tharizdun. And I'm now hearing every time I say it, I just hear horse lips. Thank you for that. And they're going to continue it, and they are aware that there are rumors that, like as spoken about previously, they were bolstering their fleet to protect the Flotsam for any incoming incursions, because there are worries that there are other forces out there that are looking for the same thing you're looking for. There's also forces that are loyal to Shar that are looking to bolster their numbers with people like yourselves who are afflicted by the curse. So, are you on the ship? Are you in the town? Where are you both at this moment in time?
are we done with Cog and Sprocket?
Well, we did say they owed us one, but in terms of what assistance they can give us, I don't know.
They got gear.
Like gear?
No. No.
They probably have that as well.
They might have.
He's a
synthetic and
goblin
fruity.
wizard / sorcerer after all, like so.
Yeah. Potion of nodding. Sorry. So, would it be look, am I picturing Grey going around with cyborg legs? Yes. But do I need to get rid of that image? Yes. So we could probably
Just have this image of those rescue animals that have the wheels and then just like running.
Yeah, except I've got springy.
Yeah, no, he needs like springy
Like
robots. No, like Darth Maul has in Clone Wars.
Yes.
When he gets rid of his spider legs and gets his chicken legs.
Yes.
Yeah, cat on chicken legs. I love it. Yeah.
But this is a podcast. That'd be the name of the episode.
I got you. Yeah, it would be. I have 2 days to fart around. I've already. God bless Grey. He could possibly be a bit annoying to people who are highly task
oriented. Yeah.
So I might take an owl wander to Cog and Sprocket. I'm going to ask Zilla if she wants to go.
I suppose I should go and make sure you don't get into any trouble.
No. So we're going to go to Cog and Sprocket for that.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
see if they feel guilty about anything and can compensate for that.
Oh, you know that race that we said we'd do for them, and we nearly got killed.
Yeah,
killed stone dead. Like
yeah. So you find your way there easily enough. You now haven't gotten to know the Flotsam quite well in your time here, and the way back and forth to Cog and Sprocket's artificer and enchantment kind of store or workhouse is well known to you. As you make your way in,
can't say workhouse to Irish people. You have to get them ready.
True. Yeah. Okay.
And just throw that word out.
You make your way towards it, and you find it easily enough, and it's actually quiet. There's not a lot going on. They have been, you kind of, as you go in, you see there's a lot of not as many workbenches are active, and you find both the brothers at the back of the space, kind of like poring over what looked like blueprints, and they're kind of knocking back and forth ideas, talking about enchantments, talking about like kind of designs and streamlining. And as you get closer, you realize blueprints are actually of the silver spear.
Not for.
And they look up, and they're like, the halfling is first, and he's like, "Well, hi, wow, and good timing. We're it's really good to see you. And yeah, first, you did an amazing job with the run, with the gamut. Honest to God, amazing. Honest to the gods, we really appreciate your representation. We've been inundated with orders, seeing that you were the ones that kind of took down the giant creature, and it kind of was really good for business. They kind of bolstered us a fair bit, and we got a lot of good publicity out of it. So we thank you for that. As a way of saying thank you, myself and my brother here, and he kind of gives you see the goblin is like me. We have offered our services to the crew of the Silver Spear free of charge. We will be upgrading your arcane armaments on the ship free. We will be supplying all the materials and fully enchanting all of your arcane throwers, as well as providing bolstered armor. Hopefully you won't need it, but the goblin is kind of looking over the blueprints and kind of making notes, and he looks up. He's like, "Well, I wouldn't worry too much about what we're doing. It's very much a norm here, but we're putting in a few unheard of modifications to give you a bolster on speed as well, clearing travel. And we've consulted with the twins on it too. So, and they he goes back to writing. The halfling's like, is there anything we can do for you? I mean, outside of this, please just ask. We obviously owe you more than one.
Maybe. Would you have any headgear that I could wear to make me tougher? We're going into something kind of unfaced, and
okay.
The last thing we met did a bit of damage, and I don't know how I could do anything else to my body without making me slower. But
okay.
You got any?
If you're looking for like hats, is it for armor or is it looking for enchantments? Or are you looking?
Well, I reckon that your suggestions will be better than my request because you know a lot more than I do about what is possible.
I could give you. We've got a couple of options. You're a bard, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you looking for something to enhance your bard abilities? Or are you looking for something that's going to make you more durable in combat?
Oh, thinking of Brittany's.
Ooh, it's Pipstrell, bitch.
This is,
Ooh.
all of the Irish spells. Yeah, maybe.
Okay. I have, you see now, I have this, and he kind of rummages in the back as Wayne frantically searches through his magical items.
Love it. Love it.
He runs to the back of the space, and you see him kind of open up a large chest with a large, dust kind of puffs up out of it. And he starts rummaging through things. You hear clanking and metal rubbing against each other. And he throws a few, no, that's not it. And he kind of pulls out this, what looks like a wrapped in kind of like cloth, large thing, big to him as a halfling. And he kind of runs over to the table and plops it down. It's like, okay. And he slowly starts to wrap this thing. And you see this kind of like partial head wrap, as well as there's got metal on the sides that seem to have pieces that come down in front that would be kind of moving around where your mouth is. Very much like, say, a microphone. There are green arcane symbols engraved up the side of the metal that as they kind of loop up and around towards where the ears would be. But being you, as he kind of looks at you, kind of like, he turns to his brother and kind of nudges him a bit, and the goblin looks over and was like, I don't know. He said, this is for him. Oh, okay. And the brother kind of moves over and starts to mumble a few words under his breath.
Yeah.
And then starts to gesture his hands, and his green energy kind of pulses slightly. And you watch as the configuration of the helm shifts, and the earpieces move up to correspond to where your cat ears would be, but the arcane symbols follow up to where the holes will be. And he goes, This is it's kind of like a helm of performance to a degree, but it will enhance your abilities and increase the range of anything audible you need to use. It also grants you free use of the charm or command spell at will, and will not take up any of your, basically won't take up a spell slot. So you can cast Charm or Command at will without taking up a spell slot for those 2 spells. And it also gives you +1 to your AC. And just to say thanks for everything you've done, free of charge on the house. But we do ask that, and he kind of turns it around a bit, and you see the artificer kind of also mumble and then slap his hand on the back, and you see just engraved on the metal on the back of it, there's a large cog and sprocket symbol. Like so branding.
Yeah.
So you're now a walking advertisement for Cog and Sprocket Incorporated.
Nice.
He's like, and he hands it. So as you kind of take it, the cloth is silky smooth. It's got a kind of a greenish hue to it. But the metal is smooth. It's like it's been polished within an inch of its life. And the arcane engraved with green, looks like it's been engraved with some kind of green energy. And as you kind of lift up, you feel there's an arcane hum to it. And if you want to put it on, it fits. It kind of melds to itself, and your ears poke out the top. So you now have this. I'll do up a proper homebrew kind of stat sheet for it and give you the full details. But you can cast Charm or Command at will. Won't take up a spell slot, and it gives you +1 to your AC.
Very good.
Zara, is there anything you want to talk to him about?
Yeah. So, I have been looking for some lightweight armor. I don't have a lot of armor.
Okay.
I have elven chainmail. And I suppose because I'm a spellcaster, and because I'm Z, I tend to stay away.
Yeah.
And shoot from far. So I don't need a lot of armor, but what I want for what I have is that it's fucking good. So I guess, is there anything in your current inventory that could give me more protection, but also be equally lightweight as elven chainmail?
And you don't want to lose what you have already. You want to keep what you have, but add to it, a bit extra.
Potentially add to it, or if you have a chainmail that's better than what I have, I'd trade my elven chain in, but it would have to be good. It would also have to be a higher modifier to my AC.
What's the current modifier of your armor now?
+1.
+1.
And I take it the color scheme is very important to you.
Yes.
Like blacks, dark purples, few reds maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Hang on a second. And he kind of disappears. There's a door at the back of the space. And you're standing in the space now. It's actually realize how big it is as a workshop. When there's only the 2 of them here, it's echoey. And there's no when there's no machines or any smelting being done. You hear as he steps in through the doorway at the back and the door closes behind him with a kind of a clank. You hear again crashing and smashing in the room as he's like, you hear him mumbling and kind of cursing to himself. The goblin is kind of looking up now. He's like,
I think he has something in mind, but we might have to do a bit of work on it. When the ship, as far as I'm aware, is not due to leave for another day or so. Is that correct?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fine. It gives us time to fix these, and hopefully he'll be able to work on what he has for you. As he kind of brings out, you see then as the door opens with a kind of a slam, and you see he's carrying these different bundles as he plonks them all down, and he's over encumbered for a halfling as he puts down a chest,
but mysteriously able to carry everything.
Quite strong for a halfling, reinforced armor on himself. But he plonks down 3 pieces. You see kind of a large kind of bodice piece, bracers, and what look like shin guards, kind of like pauldrons and stuff. But not pauldrons. Sorry, he puts it, kind of throws them down on the table, and the color is off. They're all mishmashed. It's like,
I can work on this set
and make it to your liking, and try and work, but it'll take me about a day or so. And I will make it a priority, obviously. My brother's going to be working on the final pieces of the spear, but I'll make this a priority and have it for you within 2 days. Or within a day. I'm sorry.
And aside from the color change, what's it made of? Like what?
It's a leather kind of alloy mix that will give you enough protection in certain sections and also boost. It has an ability. I'm gonna enchant it with an ability for certain spellcasting boosts. What kind of housing of what kind of train of spellcasting do you like?
Cold and necrotic.
Interesting. Okay. Right, so fire is out. Right. Leave that with me, and I will work on this and come back to you with it.
Sounds good.
Okay.
again, on the house. So I'm going to get this. My brother's going to finish off the spear. So if there's nothing else we can do for you, I got to get this.
Gray, you happy to
Yep.
to leave?
I'm good.
So he takes the armor, goes off, and he's like, "You make your way back out of the flotsam, back towards the silver spear." Is that's your intended destination? Is there anything else you want to go to?
No, because certainly in terms of my spells, I have everything I need. I just said I chant my arm with the armor because
Yeah.
I had the same armor.
Same armor for a while.
started.
Yeah.
And the Elven chain is only a +1 to AC, so if the lads can sort me out, great.
You notice as you make your way out onto the streets, which are busy, a lot of hustle and bustle back and forth, and it seems to be that there's a sense of heightened awareness and alertness to the people that you see on the streets, particularly the crews, anyone that's obvious a member of a ship. They seem to be on high alert to a degree, and word seems to have spread throughout the city that it's a higher threat level. It's like they've gone from like the DEFCON levels have gone up. And the guards are more present. You see the fists are more present than they're there. And one or two of them recognize you and give you a nod, and you seem to be more accepted, and there's more of a kind of an understanding of who you are in the space now. You've made a name for yourselves on the flotsam, particularly after the race. The word has spread that the people that they didn't want to know had taken down the mimic. Everyone now knows who's taken down the mimic.
To be trifled with, we are not.
Exactly. And you're given your space, you're given your white berth. Nobody's fucking with you. Nobody's trying to pull one over on you. And you've found that you're more welcomed in the space now.
Which makes Z feel a bit weird because she emanates fuck off energy. So like to have people being a bit more like at her, she's like like she's flying with the people she like the Coggins Bracket guys, the people on ship, the Pyro Council, but like randos on the street, she's a bit like she hasn't changed her resting bitch face.
Sure. You're not used to the notoriety. There's an uncomfortableness to it.
Yeah, she'd rather not be known at all than have any kind of like recognition for anything. Good or bad, she'd rather people not know who she is at all.
And it makes you feel uneasy in places, and you make your way, if you're heading back to the ship, you make your way back there, and there's a weird sense of comfort now, I think, that you feel with the ship, because it's kind of like they know to leave you the fuck alone. They only come to you when you're needed. So the days pass, and it's getting close to departure time, and a package arrives on the ship with the Cog and Sprocket logo neatly wrapped in a small chest, brought to your quarters. Full-on prime delivery, dropped off by a drone. And it's weird, as you're on the ship now over the last couple of days, you've noticed that Lescar's come out of her room a bit more.
Okay.
And she is, while she's kind of jittery about the hustle and bustle on the ship, she seems to be getting more and more integrated slightly. And she has come to you over the last couple of days with kind of talking about Shar, talking about like what she thinks she might be trying to do. And she's given you a better idea of saying, well, Shar is, while she does tend to work in secret a lot of the time, when she becomes more prominent and more out there and reveals herself more, it's when to worry. And you feel that now you've come to know that she is seeking an army to build up against whatever this threat is, that she's like a cornered animal. It's dangerous. So whatever you're expecting when you get to this temple, to be on your guard. And that's her advice that she gives. And she flits back, and then you see her in the galley over the day or two, and then she always kind of scurries back to her room. She doesn't talk to anyone outside of the two of you, and the crew are giving her a white berth.
Okay. Sorry, she doesn't talk to anyone outside of us. Presumably, she's had a bit of a chat with Ming Na, though.
There was
interest in Shar, and also Ming Na was out for the count when Lethkar came on board.
Yeah.
So
there had to be an introduction. So that introduction did take place at the first day, as you were doing up plans of the departure, and she has been introduced, but she's been more very kind of solitary in her kind of behavior.
Yeah.
The day of departure arrives. The armor that you have received is beautifully made. It's very much black with purple trim throughout, and you see that the purple kind of trim in the armor is threaded through, and in certain parts of the bodice, splays out like shards of ice that wrap up around the outside,
Ooh, hells yeah.
the rib cage,
Yeah.
and up along the chest area, and then the threads along the shoulder parts. And it's kind of, think Trinity in the Matrix with that black getup when you can see her shoulders. It's sleeveless, so you see the tops of your arms, but the bracers, again, with that purple thread, looks like shards of ice that form out of it. They're not arcane, like it's all material.
Okay.
Partially, some of the metal has been colored purple as well, kind of deep kind of hue, and it seems to shimmer slightly. The purple does. The stats of it gives you a +2 to your AC.
Cool.
And all of your necrotic and ice damage have an extra dice roll of damage.
Which is all my spells.
Yeah. So all your spells have an extra D to damage. So mark that down for sure. And again, I will make up a homebrew stat sheet for you for that armor as well, and give you a name for it when I think of it. See that advanced D&D here at Sorcery Shenanigans.
Sorry, just to confirm, it's a bodice, bracers, and shin.
Yes.
So
and then
kind of three.
So it's a 3-piece thing. Obviously, you wear your own pants. I'm not just going around.
Use your own heels and undergarments.
Yes.
Well, yeah. So she has
And wait.
like Z has a tunic and essentially leggings.
Yeah.
And a cloak. So this will replace her chainmail, which she used to wear over those clothes. So yeah. So she's still fully clothed underneath. Now she just looks more.
Yeah, and it's like the same with the shin guards or the kind of the pieces that go over your boots.
Yeah.
They have that kind of purple threading that turns into metal material that kind of sticks out like purple shards. And they look like purple ice. And that's the motif of the whole piece. Karabash finds you on the day of departure, and he comes like, well, we are nearly ready to go. The crew is prepped. We have the coordinates. We also have Azira has boarded and is now part of the crew and is embedded in quite nicely. So Azira Brightscale was the Dragonborn Paladin that helped you in the Mindscape, and she's now come on as part of the crew to represent as a representative of the council. And she will be traveling with you to the Temple of Saloon. Karabash goes out. We're prepped. We're going to, start off and go whenever you want. Just give us the word. We're going to follow your lead on this. The captain is obviously the captain, but given her current state of health and recuperation, she'll stay on the ship and manage us from there and captain us from here. But we're going to look to you for guidance on wherever we're going. And we will be at your service as a crew. So, ready when you are.
No pressure, Gray.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it. I got my monster energy hat. There's nothing I can't do.
You step out onto the deck and you see the crew are ready and they're at their stations. The ship, following the upgrades from Cog and Sprocket, you've gotten used to seeing the arcane symbols engraved in the wood and the inner workings of the ship itself. But you now see that the arcane engravings that were glowing a kind of a greenish color. There is now a greenish blue, and in some parts, depending when it gets to where the arcane weaponry is, that's now fully armed. You see these massive arcane crossbows that are now mounted and up on whereas before they were away, and kind of it's like they flipped out. It's like when you had those sets on your kids, you press the button and the guns would go. They've literally just flipped out onto the deck, and you see these huge arcane crossbows that adorn either side of the ship. There's 3 in total on either side, and there are crews that man each of them. They are massive, made of metal and wood, with large kind of greenish blue crystals that seem to be loaded into kind of troughs at the side, and each of them have one loaded into the main kind of shaft of each of them, ready loaded. There's a team manning it and crewing it, dedicated to each one of them. As they kind of swivel into place and get ready for departure, they kind of swivel inwards and are pointed outwards, ready for departure to streamline the ship. The twins are below deck, prepping themselves and getting into their Spelljammer chairs. The captain is also there. You see her, she comes out of her quarters and she sees the both of you and kind of leaning on her cane, moves over to each of you and it's like, well, here we are, ready to depart once more. I can't say I'm apprehensive, but we need to do what we need to do. I wish I could be more use. I feel I would more than likely slow you down where we're going. The ship is here, and we have your back. Call on us whenever you need us, and call me whenever you need me for anything. You are part of our crew now, as far as we're concerned. So, she turns to Carabash and she gives a nod, and he just starts shouting orders. Names of parts of ships that I forget, mainsails, all that type.
I'm just picturing the little mini bridge in Yellow Submarine.
And the masts of the Spelljammer unfurl and the sails billow out, and you see on the kind of down leading off the gangplank, members of the loading crew from the docks are kind of giving everyone a wave, and Carul is standing on the dock, just gives you all a nod as he sees you all in turn. But you see him turn and disappear off into the crowd of the docks as the Silver Spear slowly but surely starts to pull out of moorings from the flotsam and moves into the void. It's kind of a strange feeling, like you're now part of this crew. And for Zildara, I don't know what that means. For Grey, I don't know what that means. You can probably both tell me in turn how you feel about this moment. But it's a sense of camaraderie.
Yeah.
As you look around at these individuals that you've gotten to know over this last few months, and it's been strange, individually as well as collectively. And with a large thrum and hum from the deck of the ship and below, it just shoots off at high speed into the void, aiming yourself at the coordinates that have been deciphered by council members and by Von Brook. The ship is in high speed. Crew are bustling about, doing what they do best. And the two of you are standing there on the deck, Captain Mingna, who's bolstering herself with her cane. She kind of goes, I don't know what to expect when we get here. I've been to many places in the void. I've traveled to many spheres. But from what I heard, what this place is, it is either going to be a blessing or a curse. Challenge and very dangerous. So have your wits about you is all I will say. You seem ready.
Is there any genre of thing you've seen in the void that we could be forewarned against?
She kind of thinks to herself for a second, and you see her kind of look upwards and around her. And she's like, the beautiful thing about what we do is that the unexpected meets us every single day. And from my experiences, I could tell you what I've seen, but unless you see it yourself, you won't understand it. Where we go now, it could give us all sorts. I have seen large flocks of space whales move through the void. Some dangerous, some friendly. I've seen ships on fire, burning. I'm not going to do...
Do it! Do it!
I'm not going to do the speech. I wouldn't do it justice. But it is something that you have to see to understand. It is a beautiful thing to be a traveller in the void. So let's see what we shall see. The journey is going to take about, I'd say, a good part of a day. So ready yourself, gather your supplies. Carabash will bring you below. I don't know what kind of moorings we're going to have where we're going. Could just be a rock floating in space that we will have to use the gadabouts to get to. And the gadabouts you've seen before, they're the sets of gear that you've seen below deck that look like large wings, like large insect wings that have bubbles that sit on the back of them. And you've seen one or two of the crew members wearing them as they work on the ship.
Like jetpack and like a
It's kind of
space
pack
suit.
you put on your back that have large wings, but then the bubble wraps over your head and they use it to travel through the void as an individual. And she goes, I have a funny feeling that you will have to facilitate them. But Azira has assured me she will guide you as best she can. She travels with you going where you have to. We will keep watch as best we can. Is there anything you want to do on the trip? Anyone you want to talk to individually? Anyone in particular you want to speak to?
I'm trying to think who's left who Zil might want to talk to.
Yeah, I'm composing. I feel like we've been ballistically shot at a number of problems now, and I'm just going to bard it up a wee bit. I'm gonna pretend it's a tour, pretend I'm on the tour bus, and I'm just putting some of my anxieties into song for myself, having an old introspection and all that.
Nice.
I haven't got. It would look very good if I was like picking out a delicate melody about fear while in my Monster Energy sponsor helm, but no wearing it currently. I do have it, but I haven't got it on. But that's what I'm doing. I'm just keeping out of the way.
Okay.
Zale is on deck practicing, even though she doesn't do a lot of hand-to-hand combat. She's
Ice to heart combat.
She's trying something to kind of center herself, and she's doing the sparring poses that Ming-Na taught her.
Yeah.
In the new armor to test out
Nice.
the movability. And she's also
breaking in a new paradox, basically.
yeah, she's also doing the odd bamf around the ship. So like she'll be sparring on deck, and then she'll bamf and she's up on a thing and then back down again. And I'm presuming Ming-Na is like throwing the odd bit of encouragement at her.
She's kind of turned into a Mr. Miyagi type character because she now can't really spar herself. So she's off in a corner with the cane, leaning on it. Think elderly Bruce Wayne and Batman Beyond kind of a situation.
Think Master of Splinter.
Yeah. Where she kind of tells you, like, this form parry, this form this.
Yeah.
This.
And is like, I presume she doesn't know herself yet, and maybe none of us know. Like, is this weakened state that she's in, is it permanent, or is it just this is how things are for the minute?
She seems to be getting stronger each day.
Yeah.
It's just she has suffered.
She's been through a lot.
She's suffered mentally and physically, like tortured, and she's still trying to push it, because you feel like it's kind of strange now as you're traveling. As you zip through the void, there are moments where you both feel that there's a kind of a weight with this curse. And sometimes you forget about it. It's not present. And then all of a sudden it is. Particularly when you're practicing your arcane abilities, and particularly if you're channeling any bard abilities into your songwriting, it seems to flare every now and again.
Okay.
And Ming-Na's the same. You see it happen to her. You see it happen to Leskar when Leskar is there, when she's talking to you or discussing, or if you go visit her in her quarters. There's a flare of this. And the more you're traveling and the closer the closer you are to where you're going, it starts to happen more frequently.
Okay.
And it seems to take more out of Ming-Na than it does out of all of you, because she is still recuperating from what she's already been through. Like, Shar really tried to take her, and out of all of you, that was almost a success. It was very close. Almost success. And she, while getting stronger each day, and is definitely, you see the frustration in her. She wants to be stronger. She wants to be doing more. She is the constant, and she's very limited.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm laughing?
Why are you laughing?
We're like Team America World Police. We're like, we'll save you, but we'll wreck the
Pure consequence.
that could have been a nicer rescue. Sorry, Ming-Na. Well, she doesn't know.
So, as all of that transpires throughout the full day's travel, all of a sudden, you feel the ship start to slow in the void, and the streaks of light that are zipping past the ship then comes to a slow, and then and you kind of stop and you look around, and you see the full beauty of the void here in front of you. Clusters of purples and reds and greens and spirals of stars that swirl around the ship. And then off in the far distance, I'd say a good couple of leagues away, you see what looks like an oncoming storm cloud, but there's no sound because you're in the void, but you see these flashes of light and energy. And you start to remember the flashes of memory that you got. You start to get those flashes of of sights and seeing the gateway, the door, the temple, and it starts to become familiar as the ship kind of slowly starts to trek towards this kind of ball of energy. And within a matter of minutes, as the speed that the ship is going, you find yourself starting to kind of get enveloped by it as you're moving into this, what it looks like a nebula, as you're moving into it. And the energy crackles around the ship. And you see that the kind of the arcane kind of warding that's on the ship is keeping everything at bay.
Okay.
As it crackles around, like it's like there's like a sphere of energy that kind of slips through. And as the nebula breaks open in front of you, you see large clumps of land, rock, asteroids floating past. And it's strange. They start off as just asteroids to begin with, but then you see huge kind of chunks of land that still have grass on it.
Mm.
Some have forestry. There's somewhat ruined buildings, like small, big, as if there's like chunks of a sphere have just floated up and are just hanging in space. There's energy crackling off each of these as they kind of come in contact with the outside of the ship and then bounce off, slowly rotating away. And you're traveling like this for about 30 minutes, and you can feel the apprehension on the ship as the crew are kind of like, fuck. But then, like, all of a sudden, after about half an hour to 40 minutes, the kind of the nebula breaks slightly. And there in front of you, you see this huge, gargantuan piece of rock floating in front of you in the void, kind of falling down into a kind of a stalactite shape, kind of down pointed, and rested on top of this piece of land. It's a vast, kind of huge swath of land. You see this tall, multi-story building with a massive tower in the center. These huge double doors, similar to the ones that you saw in your vision, as they sit at the center of this kind of facade. And the ship slowly pulls up and stops hundreds of yards away. You don't even have to roll for this, but straight away you know this. You are not the only ship here.
Ah, shy.
There is moored off to the left side of this piece of land. You see this kind of it's similar in size to the Silver Spear, maybe slightly larger. And it is a good bit away. Now you can roll me a perception check, both of you, please. Okay.
16.
9.
And Carabash, I rolled for Carabash to see it as well. He rolled 18 too, so he rolled a 30-20. You see it, and then Carabash sees it, and he rushes forward and leans over the front, like kind of the bow of the ship, and he kind of looks over and he's like, and what you notice is the flag that is flying kind of very prominently at the top of the mast. And it's a kind of it looks like a clawed fist with kind of scrapes through it, like somebody's clawed through it. It's a red fist on a black sail.
Are we the baddies?
As the clawed fist, it's red and it's got streaks through it, as if they're torn. And it's kind of just hanging in the void. It's not flapping in the wind or anything like that. It's just there. And Carabash is like, "We've got a scout ship from the fleet, Captain." And she's like, "Oh." Yes. And that obviously references her father's fleet.
Please.
She's, "I think we need to proceed here with caution. They are moored on the left side. I don't know if they've seen us yet, but we need to be cautious."
Should we moor elsewhere so we can be out of their sight, their line of vision?
You see her kind of speaking to a jeweled item on her wrist. She goes, "Move us." And again, my fucking sailing terminology is all over the gaff.
We're not going to notice it.
Moor on the opposite side. Stay clear. We've seen an enemy ship. And you feel then the ship start to shift and turn. And definitely, as quietly as a ship can move, it starts to slowly move across.
Do we have die another day technology? We go
Mingna, I know we haven't talked about it much, but how bad is your relationship with your father?
She kind of does a large exhale, like a big sigh.
Like, is he going to kill us on sight?
Short answer would be yes. My father is a fanatic.
Okay.
He believes himself to be the king of all things. And the day I stole this ship from under his nose, we ran. He has been hunting me ever since.
Okay, so you're not going to be mad if I have to punch your dad.
Oh no, no! I would be your loudest cheerleader for sure, and I would probably try and get there first. But be warned that my father is not someone to trifle with.
I kind of picked up on that in the Flotsam when I saw the council's reaction to the mention of your father's name.
Are his followers enchanted, indoctrinated?
You could call it that, yes. It is a level of fanaticism that is only ever seen for the darkest of cults. They follow him blindly, believing him to be the true word of whatever he says.
Okay. And does he have any celestial support?
My father has been famously agnostic about a lot of things, ruling by his own law and word, but the reason why I left when I did was he became increasingly more dangerous, taking chances, not caring for his crew even more, and sacrificing them when needed to get his way. And they seemed to be okay with this. It was a strange thing. She kind of paused for a second and kind of, do you see her? It's hard for her to even talk about it, but it's like, it's raw. It's very raw. The reason why I left when I did, we had come back, and she nods at Carabash. We'd come back from a scouting mission on a local settlement that we were thinking about plundering. They were mind flayers. They were digging deep into a local asteroid, mining for materials, and we felt we could take what we wanted. And I returned from this mission to find that my father had sacrificed 4 of his ships and all of their crews in order to raid a humble farming sphere. And he didn't seem to think that that was wrong. We are pirates, yes, but the more and more my father got, the more and more he managed to capture for himself, the more greedy he became, and his methods became more bloodthirsty and dastardly and chaotic. And when she says the word, she stops. She pauses for a second, and then kind of shakes her head a bit. He really has given way to all hope for being saved from what he became. I have no hope for my father. He is evil. I have done dastardly things. Sure, I'm a pirate. But what he has done cannot be excused.
Pirates at least have a code, from what I understand.
And those at the Flotsam live by that code, and my father is abhorrent to that.
Apart from the piracy, they're pretty decent folk. And, you know, piracy is a way of life. Piracy is a way of life that people choose or sometimes are forced into, but like most other careers, they have a way of working, a code, and they look after their own at the least. And sounds like your dad doesn't care much for that.
He just believes in his code, and that is take everything for him. Be it life, gold, just
Giving up on the rule of 3.
he is a piece of shit, to put it mildly. And as she says this, the ship comes to a slow, steady kind of halt and fangs in the void there. And do you hear Carabash kind of come into the conversation? Captain, I would recommend we don't put down moorings just in case we need to make a quick getaway here. We are armed and capable, but if that's one ship, there's bound to be more. And if they found our way here, like we feared, then they're here for a reason. So I would recommend anyone that departs, and he points to you, we will get the gadabouts ready and you will travel that way.
we need to be able to move quickly. And mooring ourselves to this is not a good thing.
There goes having a whole crew in our...
You're right.
We're on our own again. On our own again.
Right our own in fucking bug jetpacks.
Yeah.
Doing jetpacks.
And Azira comes into the conversation at this point. She kind of is now equipping herself and has all of her weaponry and fully armored up. She's like, you may as well just get this over with then if you're going to be running at this first sight of trouble. And the captain interjects and is like, no, we're not going to run. If we need to move elsewhere and give them a merry chase, would you rather have an entire ship bearing down on you or just a few crew that are probably inside there now?
Hey, so can I ask... Yeah, that was my question. Given the size of that ship, how many people do you think are in there? Because if we're nimble and highly mobile, that's great. But if there's 4 of us and 55 of them, that's foolhardy. What's...
Carabash kind of was like, well, generally a scouting party from that would only be about 6 or 7 people.
I could take them.
It's a small ship. They've got a crew of about 50.
Yeah, that's fine.
They'll send in. They're not going to...
Same as us, they're just going to...
Well, they're going to dedicate a few kind of people to scout out. Who knows how many are in there? There could be as many as 10. But I'm guessing if it was me and I was putting my people in there, I'd send in about 6 or 7.
So how many of us are going?
Well, Azira kind of was like, I'm going with you and you to the...
So there are 3 of us.
I think
Not more than that.
I think stealth might be good in this situation.
Yes.
To begin with.
Oh, I want a dance troupe. But I'm sick of being good on my own. Okay, all right. Shut up, Kim. The DM's got it. Right, so...
So sorry, is it just the 3 of us? Is there anybody else? Actually, no, because Ming Na's staying on the ship.
Yeah, Ming Na can't.
Carabash needs to be her right hand.
Giant. Yeah. We've got... Where's the... Paladin's back in the plan.
Which is it?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Have on the ship. You've got Leskar. You've got Von Breck. He is on the ship as well.
Yeah. Von Breck's better off in the classroom, I think.
Although he was kind of instrumental in figuring out a lot of this, so like we could.
Do you want to bring an academic with us?
I'd sooner bring Von Breck than fucking Leskar. She's the
right. Yeah, she might join it.
Well, Von Breck doesn't have the markings that we all have.
Yeah,
she might be susceptible. We don't know where she, like, obviously she's with us, but you know, if she is put under pressure or captured, she could turn.
Okay. But anyone who's able-bodied can fight and can retreat well, should come with us.
But you kind of like said word, and Von Breck kind of stumbled up from below into the galley, and he's like wiping food off his mouth. I was just having lunch. You need me to go with you? I'm happy to. And you see him now. He has that tome, the Tharizdun tome that he was reading from, and he's hooked it onto his belt in a kind of a hole.
I think, given your studies and given what we might find in here,
okay,
I think you need to be with us.
It's fair. It's fair. I've no problem with that. I can take care of myself. I've been on many an adventure.
Yeah,
I'll have your back too.
To know.
Oh man, I can't believe I dismissed him so much. I feel so guilty. Okay.
Considering he's a level 12 mark of warding dwarf wizard, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you ever shared that information.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, let's bring him.
He just plays incompetent real well.
He's the second doctor. Plays the
Oh my god.
Plays the spoons, make you think he's an idiot.
Yeah.
Very good.
So, the gadabouts are brought up and you're kitted out and they're put on, they're strapped onto your kit, and it's literally like this amorphous kind of blob of massive of flesh and kind of there's a bit of fungus growing on it. A few of them have mushrooms hanging off, and they're organic in nature. And you have these beautiful, very delicate, what look like insect wings or dragonfly wings that protrude out the back. And as they're strapped on, you see, you don't see it, but Carabash kind of manipulates the flesh a bit, and all of a sudden, this bubble forms around your head, and you're able to breathe normally. As like Carabai said, these will allow you to travel and at speed in the void for a period of time, and then they need to be rested. They are living creatures after all, to a degree. And you're all fitted with that, the four of you, and brought the gangplank is kind of extended a bit, and the side of the ship is opened and pointed towards the general direction. And you're about 300 feet from the side of the last piece of kind of land.
Mm-hmm.
The four of you step forward. Is there anything you want to say or do before you depart? Excellent.
Me hat on.
Oh, you've got your monster energy. I don't know where probably was it the green?
Green. Arcane symbols. Doesn't take much with me. Yeah. Oh my God! All I need is an Ed Hardy shirt, and I'm ready for the Limp Bizkit gig in Belfast. Right.
So shall we get rolling?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it was right there. Let's go break stuff.
Let's go break stuff. Let's do it.
You know what? You know what you're gonna
right here.
You're gonna.
Sorry, I'm done.
The big bad in this episode is going to be a giant chocolate starfish.
Oh, that's what we deserve. We deserve.
So we do.
Like Starro. So, you each individually kind of leap off from the edge of the
I
ship.
believe you did that. Why wouldn't I? But
Yeah, you take a step out into the void, and you kind of float for a bit, and then the Gadabat kick in, the wings start to flutter, and you just steadily move towards the land. And it's a strange feeling being out in the void as you come outside of the sphere of the ship's influence, because each Spelljammer ship has a sphere that encapsulates it, that has the oxygen and everything in it, and keeps the kind of the gravity and all that type of stuff contained within.
Yeah.
And you punctuate the sphere, and you're in the void, and the first thing that hits you is the cold. And you're insulated, you're okay, but if there's no sound, and you look to each side as the four of you slowly but surely make your way towards the space. And after a couple of hundred yards, you see, look down below, you look above, and it's just the void in all its beauty. There's colorful lights, and there's you see off in the distance these silent explosions of energy as it just wraps itself around you and you move through it. And the humming of the wings is gone. Everything. It's just pure silence. Think those scenes in Battlestar Galactica when they just zoomed in on the ships as they were zooming past. That's essentially it. And after about 10 minutes travel, your feet touch the ground. But there's still a silence in the void. There's no sphere of influence just yet on the outskirts of where you are. As you have a good maybe 400, 300, about 400 meters to get to the actual building. And you do feel the weightlessness, even though here on this space, even though you're on solid ground, there's a weightlessness to you.
so I do not want to just walk up to the front door.
Okay.
Given that there's people here already, probably. What I would have liked to have done is fly in up above, but I don't know how possible that is.
It's totally possible if that's what you want to do.
Will I gesture?
Do you want to take the high ground? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, I want to. I want to be on top of the tent, pissing down.
So I need you to give me a perception check if you're looking for a specific way of entering in from above. What?
Why am I using this?
To use digital?
Yeah.
What's the year?
6.
6.
But I want to do it big.
I take it. Are you gonna start moving towards that speed? You're gonna start like a gesture.
I want my fam to know where I'm going and possibly come with me. So I wanted to,
Gesture.
we go up to go down.
You
Yeah,
give me a perception check as well.
and thanks, bro.
For fuck's sake. I got a 6 as well.
So Von Breck,
Not encouraging.
17 plus, he is,
Makes sense for him.
he has a +2. So he rolled an
19.
After a while, the whole four of you start to kind of levitate or float up and fly up to kind of the higher levels of this temple. And as you get closer, you see that it is in complete ruin. There's
Right,
sections
so
of,
it's accessible at every level, yeah.
it's sections of it are falling away. There's debris everywhere. There's chunks of it that are just floating. And there's energy fluctuating off it as it floats in the void. large chunks of the back end of it are just hanging off as it trails off like a tiny little meteor shower, kind of our field, just kind of floating outwards. And you see that this is in complete disrepair. Von Breck eventually finds a section large enough for you all to move in through. And as you move in, it's kind of like you're moving into a derelict. There's no energy, there's no oxygen, there's no gravity here. But there's a moment that you're kind of floating down as you come through what looks like a collapsed tower that has fallen into the building, that is forming a long tunnel that leads down into it.
Okay, cool.
And you're moving through this collapsed tower tunnel. And you get to the end and you kind of then feel yourself as you are now on the inside of this temple as the gravity kicks in and you land. The gadabouts disengage when the wings fold into the organic material, and they're now on your backs. They're there, but they're less intrusive as you're able to breathe. That the air is dank, and it's musty, and it's like you can taste. It's like it's the dust, and it's just the ages have just pushed themselves into everything you breathe here, and you find yourself coughing as you take in your first lungful. Give me another perception check, please. Because I'll roll for yours. Scarab, roll to them.
Fuck you. Sick.
Better. 15.
15. As you're all kind of gathering your senses here, as you're standing now in the top part of a kind of an upper floor, you start to look around while you're kind of getting used to being disengaged with the gadabouts.
So I take a look around.
You take...
Dead now. It's dead.
Is it though?
You just kind of prick up your ears and you start listening about, and you can hear in the distance slightly, you hear raised voices.
So there's sound in here.
There's sound.
Yeah.
There's definite sound. You hear raised voices, and just as you kind of, so where you are, you're in a darkened corridor. There's no light, but you can just make out who has dark vision. You have dark.
Yeah.
Whopper dark vision.
Whopper.
Yeah, me too.
You have dark vision as well.
Yeah.
So you start to acclimatize to this space, and you look and you see there's like kind of balcony. You're on a balcony area, and there's like a barrier made of stone with disused kind of what looks like drapes, and old tapestries have fallen over, and they're kind of draped over these things. And as you look over, you look down, and there's a long corridor in the area below. And at the far end of the long corridor, you see a dim light intruding out.
Okay.
And that seems to be where the sound is coming from. It's like raised voices, different types of voices, guttural. Some of them very and one in particular seems to cut through them all. It's like a high-pitched, windy voice, like a thinning, not so much a squeal, but it's like it's a cuts through all that. You hear every now and then you hear like, but then you just hear ooh.
Can I classify that as belonging to a certain creature?
With that perception check of 15, no. But you just know that
We rolled in a 26, but not
Yeah.
yeah.
So you know that these are, it's definitely conversation is happening, but you can't make out what's been said. And it's down and level below you and then in. So what are the group doing at this point? Von Breck and Azir are following you, both of your leads.
If they haven't heard,
They haven't. They were
We're-
really bad.
yeah, we're going to tell them that we hear voices and that there's a party below.
Or do the whole gestures.
They both kind of look at each other and they give you a nod. And as you kind of look around, you see that there is a collapsed stairwell that seems to go down, and it's just rubble. It starts off as stairs, and then there's like piles of rubble, and it seems to be traversable down into that space.
I would like to do a sneaky Kitty the Cat sneak to see if I can hear the conversation. We are going to fight them, but I want a little bit of recon.
So, give me a stealth roll then if you want to move in stealthily, if that's what you're going to be doing.
Sorry, Gray, are you just going in on your own?
I think
Is that what you want to do? Bit of recon? Or a recon?
And if you need
no
to,
sponsors yet, but we're open.
if you need to, psychic me.
That's right. You have your psychic link. You will have to roll for that to see if you
Yeah.
can connect.
Yeah.
You know, we might work out a mechanic. I need to work out a mechanic for this to see if you're actively trying to do it, and the more you try and do it, the better you get at it. But we'll work on that.
Yeah.
We'll see. Anyway,
Yeah.
go. Give us a sound.
And I can bamf in beside you if you need backup.
Hells yeah. That is just some sums. Just give me a minute. That's 24.
Oh, you don't even, the sow beans are just padding along, and you just see Grey disappear close.
As I move through the fairs.
Not somewhere, Feathers. As you move down, and how far up are you going? Like you see the.
Staying up high.
Oh, so you're not going down. You're not going down to the corridor.
Closer to them without being on floor level. So if there's any wee shelves or...
Ledges or...
Yeah.
So give me, as you're stealthing very quietly, you stay up on the upper level as you move across.
Yeah.
Give me a perception or an investigation check, please.
Okay, I'm going to go for
Preferable.
perception. And that's an 8.
An 8. You're trying to listen out, and you hear the voices. You move closer to the image.
I've been so good at getting close and being shit at listening. I can see why non-RPGers were found parts of Baldur's Gate and
Yeah. So
I'm gonna get all the way down here, and then I'm like, oh, I don't understand.
So you kind of are looking for somewhere to kind of get you into the section where you hear the voices from, and
Yeah.
you do find a kind of a crack in the wall, but it's not enough for you to squeeze through, but you can see down.
Right.
And what you see, we're actually going to show the viewers what you see, because we've got a battle map now.
Oh,
So we're going to get a camera, and I'm going to cut it in. You'll see it now, and show you, and it'll give you a run through what you see. But you look through this kind of large section of a wall that is now gapped, and as you peer in, you look around, and you see this open space that is surrounded by ruins, and there are multiple individuals milling about. In particular, what you see is in the center of this room, there's what looks like an altar with an item on the center of it. That has since fallen over on my back map, but the item is on the center of it, and there's a group of people around it, and the group of people around it seem to be jostling a small figure.
Cat.
Ben, would you like to come to the table, please?
Hello.
Don't forget to turn on your mic.
Well, let me guess. What do we use to play this game? Dice?
Dice. Yeah.
reveal.
So, Ben, tell Grey what they see as is being jostled by these brigands in the center of this large room.
It's from the angle you're at. It's hard to see features or sort of specific appearances, but you do see the sort of bundle of robes. The robes themselves are sort of a dark burgundy. You catch kind of glimpses of the inside felt in that sort of nebula galaxy style. This figure seems to be wearing a very wide-brimmed kind of cocked-peaked hat. It's giving wizard.
It's giving wizard.
And occasionally you see a kind of kick of a fuss or a splash out of a hand. It's a very small, the glimpses you're getting, it's like small, flightless avian creature. I don't know if you've ever come across a Doar or Dowar.
They wouldn't have seen a Doar before. Well, you can give me a history check if you just want.
Go on, Sharon. Feeling his eyebrows.
It'd be great, because you haven't seen it.
It'd be me. I got a 50.
This is the well-traveled one.
A Doar is a penguin.
Tell him I love him.
So, Ben, would you like to put your minifig on the bottom map, please?
Yes, I will. I am somewhere.
So you will be in the center here,
Amazing.
near the altar, next to the altar here. So I'll pop you here.
Thank you very much.
And you're being jostled. If you spot it, you'll be jostled by these individuals.
I'm triggered by the time I was at a con and that we were doing a LARP and they said there's an emperor penguin in the what's it called? In the ship, the main bit where all the command are.
Right?
Thank you.
Or
Oh, the bridge.
Yeah.
Not the brig. Should have been in the brig. Yeah, there's an emperor penguin at the controls in the bridge, and I went, I'm just gonna go over and pick him up. And some people much younger than me had to explain to me how big an emperor was.
Yeah.
So on a scale of pingwing to emperor penguin, what size of penguin is this?
This creature stands a noble 3 feet
Okay.
Oh.
That's
manageable.
Yeah.
Manageable, yeah.
Yeah. As you go and say, hands off the threads, hands off, leave me alone.
Tell him I love him.
Just you're whispering this through a hole in the room.
Okay, so I can see that there's a bit of trouble here for that there lad, and that he's obviously not part of this, and I can tell that the others are no good nicks.
Oh, they're your stereotypical space pirate-esque. Like these are a mixed bag of people. I guess you have what look like you've seen them now. You've seen Githyanki at this point.
Yeah.
There's two Githyanki.
Githyanki.
So there's one Githyanki, one elven female, and one human female, and they are kind of surrounding this individual. And you kind of see into this space. You are, just to give you an idea of where you are. If you look at the battle map, you are here. You are at this wall here, and you're peering this way, right? So that's where you are. You're looking down at that space. If you're looking through, I need you to give me another perception roll.
Okay. 10.
Just as you're peering and looking down and shuffling, you see movement just beside where you are as this individual steps in front of the hole you were looking through. They have their back to you, and you can't see anymore.
Okay. Am I close enough to stab him?
Through the hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. If he gets frozen, that's good for me because he won't make any noise. But if he gets frozen, somebody will know that he's been attacked. So I don't know.
If you get dead and somebody else.
Yeah. So, okay. So I might beckon my bros.
Okay.
And I do think this very fancy penguin needs to be rescued. I will be saying penguin. I hope that's okay with
You need to ask the penguin.
Oh yeah, well I got you.
Yeah, I'm too busy. You cats, you beasts, unhand me.
Oh my god, I love it. Right, right. Okay. I'm calling everybody, but I feel like starting some shit after being so wary. Kind of like haven't been in a scrap in a while.
Yeah, you get on helmet. You're aggro bard.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to stab this one? You have your special knife that there's a chance that they will freeze.
Yes.
So,
do you have the stats of the knife?
Grey.
like, did I?
Grey.
You did, but I'm just asking.
Grey's having a moment of, what would he do?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what you got back there, so I just.
Don't know how to take that, but there you are.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Do you want to stab this creature with the ice dagger?
I do.
Okay. Roll me a d20.
I have stability and ability to stab.
Oh,
No,
oh. Just stab him real quick.
I'm happy with that. Yeah.
Stab him. Well, d20, it's +5. Modifier is +5.
18.
That hit. So, I'm going to roll. So the thing about this dagger, I have to roll a con save, and if I roll,
Freeze this bitch.
yeah, if I roll below a 13, he freezes on the spot.
You rolled really well.
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I rolled a natural 6.
He's got a good poker face. Like,
great poke.
I've got a natural 6 roll and a +0 to his con. So your hand slides through the kind of the hole in the wall, and it's just, and you feel it slide into the back. It hits meat, and you slide it in kind of into the back, and you go through a lung. And this, but because you go through his lung, he doesn't scream. Like the air is sucked out of the body.
Hell yeah.
yeah.
And you feel the energy pulse from the dagger as you hear the sound of ice cracking, like that noise, the sound of an ice lake, just
Yeah.
and then you just hear a voice, Bob.
Anyone for a bobsicle?
On that note, we're gonna go to break. Oh my God, that's so good break for our giveaway. Thanks to our sponsors, Hasbro Pulse and Dublin City Comics. We will announce the winner of last month's giveaway prize as well. So, folks, we will talk to you in a second. And welcome to the table, Ben. And welcome back.
Oh, yeah.
We are fed and watered and back at the table. So without further ado, let's get into our giveaways. Thanks to our sponsor from the last episode, Dublin City Comics. So the question was, it was to win an issue of this. I'm going to put it here. Ding. It's a copy of the Dungeons & Dragons Library Edition Volume 1. So it's the Drizzt Do'Urden comic book tales. Overall, the champions of the hall. And the question we had asked was, what is the realm that those characters are based in? And the answer will be Icewind Dale. Let me just check this here. And since Ben is our guest, I am going to get Ben to roll a D6 for me, please.
D6. 1. Which is what you are. A oneer.
We have, listen, we have, on the list I have, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, Stingy Lingus.
Amazing. Amazing. I love your handle.
Stingy Lingus. It says, as a newbie to this world, I had to use the internet, but I believe the answer to the question is Icewind Dale. So congratulations.
Listen, if you need to use the internet to confirm your choice of answer, that's fine. We don't know that.
Yeah.
First time a winner, then he is a winner.
He has a winner.
So congratulations, Stingy Lingus. We need to figure out who you are. So we'll find you somewhere. We'll use the internet to find you. And then I will, the photograph on your profile.
Got you.
If it's a dog, we will send it to the dog. Pictures of a dog, we will send the thing to.
So we'll contact you, Stingy Lingus. We'll find your profile, send you a message. And this book will be winging its way to you. So Dublin City Comics are our sponsors for this episode. They're very gratefully gave us the use of their facilities. But the giveaway prize that they had ordered in for us has not arrived yet, so we're going to hold that prize until next month. We do have a great prize from Hasbro Pulse, our other sponsor, and I'm going to put it up here. This is an amazing prize. It is the Yawning Portal board game. Hey, Hasbro Pulse exclusive, I think, but most things on that website are. So basically, this is our giveaway prize from this month. The question for this giveaway prize is, what is the name of the barman in the Yawning Portal? What is the name of the barman in the Yawning Portal? You've actually interacted with him in the pre-stream game. So answers below in the comment section, and you share this episode on social media, tagging Irish Pubcast. We will check back in next episode, and this prize could be yours. So this is a fantastic prize from Hasbro Pulse. Thank you very much, Hasbro Pulse, for this great giveaway prize. And hopefully it goes to a deserving home when we give out the answer and the winner for next month's episode. Stingy Lingus, in the meantime, we will find you. We will find you, Stingy Lingus, and we will send you the copy of the Volume 1 of the Library Edition of the D&D comic book series. So, without further ado, we're going to jump back into it. Gray, you have just stabbed poor Bob in the back, frozen in solid. You heard a voice about a couple of feet away going, Bob! As Bob's frozen form stands, as you look through the gap, you see it just basically a bobsicle, as Jill so aptly put it, standing on the far side of it. And you start to hear a scuffle on the far side. You've seen this penguin-esque type creature being jostled by these groups down below. What are you doing in this point? As you gestured over to the group, what's happening in this situation?
I'm going to, as quickly as I can, say, I think we have to save that guy. And they can't say, you'll see in a minute. But first of all...
Cowards, please.
First of all, I got to deal with Bob's friend. So I'm going to get my short bow.
Now, let me just paint you another picture here. This hole that you put your arm through, it is literally just like a small gap.
Yeah.
And Bob is kind of covering the far side of it.
Oh, Bob's popsicle still there.
Yeah.
Oh, I want the in-game physics to make him slide down a little bit, but I understand why he mightn't do that. Okay. All right. I will straw that statement.
So you want this? You think that because he's made of ice, he will start to slide ever so slightly?
Good question.
not everybody has to obey my Looney Tunes rules.
Okay.
So I can I shouldn't get to create.
Well, is it a pristine, well-kept temple, or is it a...
Oh, it's
It's a bit kind of uneven, you would say.
it could be, yeah.
Yeah, that's like, you're not standing on a horizontal plane, a slight little...
I see. This is
Yeah.
battle cam now on the screen. You can see that Bob is here.
Yeah.
Kind of reaching through all.
Yeah.
Very close to the edge. So if you were to give Bob a little push, maybe
So do
Please
push
shatter,
him
please
because
shatter,
it's close.
please shatter.
if you watch, yeah. So if you want to give him a little shove with the end of your dagger, I will allow that.
Yeah, gonna give him a.
But I need you to give me a non-contested attack roll. Just I'm not trying to do it.
Okay.
Just roll to hit.
Do I have modifiers for randomly hitting?
Well, it's a +5. You're hitting them with the dagger.
Oh, I'm hitting it with the dagger. Yeah. Okay. 50.
15.
Now
That hits.
was in you.
That hits.
Scoot along, bro.
So you poke out, and there's like a tank, and like you see the ice chip a bit, but then ever so slowly, you just see the form of Bob start to slide towards the edge, and it just teeters ever so slightly before going. And
Now I'd love a now liquid hydrogen result.
so full
I'm
on
gonna press.
T1000,
Mm-hmm.
Bob hits the ground and shatters into
Amazing.
chunks of pieces. It's just, and you just from the other side.
Poor Fred.
As Bob the half orc disappears off the edge of the precipice, the little standing thing that he's on, and he falls out and shatters into hundreds of pieces on the ground. And everyone looks around, and then you see this as well. You hear this noise, and you just look up and you see this individual kind of hunkered over the edge, looking down at his ex-friend Bob. And this person has moved out in front to where Bob is.
Yeah, better look through that hole, bro.
And you can see through the hole. You can just make out their moving form as they look out over the.
Okay, if I got a headshot.
And you can give the world.
Vicious.
Oof.
Hold on, bloodthirsty.
Yeah.
I think that might be Zill's fault.
22.
22 to hit.
She's got feelings and I got stabbings.
Oh my God. I just have this image of.
In this
I
relationship.
just have this image of Grey going full Aussie. It's just like generals gather. 22 definitely hits. So roll with the damage.
Let's do it.
An arrow. You're shooting an arrow.
Mhm.
Okay.
7.
7 points of damage.
His head.
At the head. You're specifically going for a headshot.
Yeah, with 22 I am.
What too?
I don't know what that means. But how many years?
3.
A long time.
No, what that means.
So I rolled an. So you headshotted him as he's on the edge. The head then, and it's like it literally penetrates into the back of his skull, and it's kind of like it's like one of the. It's in those comedy movies where somebody gets playing darts in a pub and a dart goes in the back of the head, and they're still functioning. But I rolled a dex save to see if he falls off the edge. I rolled a natural 1.
Oh, he's joining Bob then.
He's going after Bob. He literally.
Yeah.
You see him careening brown heavily. Like there's a scene in the original Curse of Frankenstein, the Irma horror movies, where Dr. Frankenstein pushes a guy off a ledge, and the actor falls to the ground below and lands awkwardly on their neck, and it looks vicious,
I
right?
think that happened in real life.
This lad careens and lands onto his head, and takes
His last breath.
you hit him for 7 in the head. He lands on his head, takes another 7 points of damage, and there's like crack. You just hear, oh! And there's like a pool of blood starts to form underneath his head. It's the arrow stuck in the back of his head. He landed on it and it pushed it in further.
Oh,
Snapped off of the shaft. Snapped off of the shaft, and he's like, oh! In like horrible guttural pain as a pool of blood starts to crimson. There's to eke out over the stonework, and everyone is now looking up at the ledge they were on, and for the most part, you see 4. Can they see anything? One of them looks up and is like, "Oi, something!" is something poking through that hole up there? And they point up. One of them rolled really high on the perception. As they see you, as they see kind of like in through the hole, they can kind of see movement. So what are you doing at this point? They start to kind of move forward. One or two of them have forgotten about you at this point.
Can you do something else?
You can do one more thing if it's going to be an attack, or else we're going to roll into initiative.
Can I do a spell?
You can give it a whirl, but remember, you've got limited vision. You are just seeing out here. You can't see down into this. Well,
Okay.
you can see down into this space. Sorry, you can.
Right.
The hole is big enough that you can see down into
Skip
this.
that. I'm going to tell my squad to get ready.
Okay. So what are you doing in this moment, Silzar?
We're still up where we came in, right?
Unless you've moved forward to where Grey is, you're kind of at the back where you are. You've kind of spread out a bit. Von Breck has gone one way around the kind of the upper area,
Yeah.
and Azira has gone around the other way. So you're kind of encompassing the whole kind of upper floor of that space.
Which is around this. No.
So picture another
Relative
room
to
over
this.
here, relative to this, that's kind of an upper area on the same height as this. But then the door into that space is down here that goes in.
Okay. I'm tempted, so tempted to bamf into the room. Bamf into the room.
Oh God! Can I bardically inspire her first?
If you wish.
I'm going to sing a really beautiful song about Zilrek and the guy. It's this pumping music. I'm just going to go, let's go, let's go, let's go, Zil, let's go, let's get up, let's get up, let's get up with all the stuff we got.
It's like Jack Black is in the room.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Which means I roll with advantage, right? When she gives me...
Bardic Inspiration is it's a D.
Oh, it's a D8. Added onto things.
How before she rolls for the thing she's going to add it to?
No, you can roll, and then I'm going to add my Bardic Inspiration. Just tell me, once you've rolled, if you feel like you want to add it. Haven't I always?
He's always nice about these
Okay,
things.
so that's my way of asking what the real rule is. You'd be nice with it, right?
Actually. Right. How much cover is up here? Like if I would...
You can't see anything there.
Can I...
You're still outside.
You can come up behind Grey and move Grey out of the way and look in if you wish.
Yes.
Okay.
I'd like to do that.
Okay.
And I'd like to be able to see about 30 feet so I can bamf in.
Yeah, well, if you're looking through that space, I'm going to ask for a perception check.
Of course.
But when Grey was there, Grey could see down into the room. So I'm not going to be overly tough on you here, but I do need a perception check if you're specifically looking for somewhere to bamf into.
Tis a dirty 20.
Nice. Yeah, you look in and you pretty much clock everything in the space. You can see where this creature is down here, some kind of penguin-esque creature surrounded by groups, but there's one or two of them are starting to break off and are moving over towards their fallen buddies. And this one can come over here. And this one kind of holding there, but this one's moved over and is looking up at this space here. So they're looking up at this space here to see, and this is where you're looking down. So you can see them moving about. The person at the back of the room is kind of, doesn't seem to be paying attention to any of this, and is looking more at what all of this is.
Okay.
So that's kind of what you can see. You see like this space up here, this extra ledge over here, and you reckon you could probably get about halfway. So you bump into down here, or you could bump into here.
Yeah, what I was thinking, because my Misty Step,
Is it 60 feet or 30 feet?
it's only 30 feet, I think. Yeah, 30 feet. To
Okay.
unoccupied space you can see. So my thinking was I can basically bamf to the other side of the wall on this ledge and my usual magic missile to fuck it.
Cool.
Sorry I didn't give you enough recognition for bounce into the room. Slow reaction. Really liked it. Okay, thank you.
And you call yourself a bard.
I didn't process it.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I have a range of 120 feet on an L magic missile. I think I would like to cast magic missile at Oh, hang on.
You'd be thinking about what you want to do in this time before because we are eventually going to roll initiative here. So try to be thinking about what you want to do.
Yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Magic Missile at second level.
Yeah.
4 darts.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Are you going to bamf into the room first?
Bamf into the room first, which is my bonus action.
Yes.
And then I would like to Magic Missile at second level, targeting 4 targets.
Okay.
And I will add the Bardic Inspiration onto one of those damage rolls.
Check Bardic Inspiration. I don't know if you can add it to damage rolls. You can
Well, maybe you can't. It's
action. So it's action. So
I will
allow the
save it.
Yeah.
Save it.
Okay. So the first thing. So this is going to be the one surprise action you get because as soon as it happens, the initiative is going to kick in. Okay.
Yeah.
Unless there's something you want to do as a backup on this.
Yeah, I'm cautious because I don't want to do too many things that might unbalance the world as we know it.
Z doesn't have that problem.
Oh, it's all I worry about. So I'm trying not to do anything too aggressive, but I think I'm going to cast a fog cloud to give myself cover to run away from these.
Excellent. Right.
Nice.
Yeah. Which is going to add a bit of a nice effect to this. So see, you cast the fog cloud, right?
Mhm.
So where's Zil? Is Zil?
Sorry.
Zil bumps in here. Brings in the magic missile. Just as Zil bumps in, you see down here just this cloud of fog as you cast the magic missile out.
Yeah.
And who was it hitting?
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 here?
Yeah.
So the fog, what's the range?
It's a 20-foot radius, so it's a 40-foot circle.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Oh, God, really?
It gets everything.
Yeah,
It's going out from you.
from me. So yeah, it's
Goes out.
Yeah.
See, all of this. So you see that the magic missiles just disappear into the fog. And then in the denseness of the fog, you see these flashes as they hit each of the individuals. How much damage does it do?
So it's 1 dart per person, obviously.
Yeah.
So these 2 got 3 each.
Okay.
That guy over there got 2, and this guy got 1.
1.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3. 1. As you hear confused shouts and you hear, I need everyone to roll initiative at this point.
Let's go.
Okay. So, 25 to 20?
21.
21.
2.
Nice.
22. Nice.
Got +4 to initiative.
Great. Brennan, isn't it? Is that his name?
Yeah, Brennan. The Emperor Brennan, per his full title.
Sir Brennan.
I'm going to call him Bread.
What did old Mr. Brennan die of? The bowel.
Jesus. What? 20 to 15? Okay.
Oh, God. You're like, okay.
Oh, yeah, my initiative roll for this round of shit.
Ready? 15 to 10? Oh my god.
Listen, I've already
Yes.
things off.
Yep.
10 to 5?
7.
7?
Off that radiator.
That's just the hum of arcane energy in space.
Okay. All right. So, Gray, it's into you. You're still outside the space. You see Zill just go and look through the hole. Looking through the hole, you can see Zill on the far side as she launches out the magic missiles that disappear down into this cloud of fog that just is a bamfed out of nowhere. So you're gonna have to. So what you'll have to do is you're up on a ledge.
Yeah.
You've 2 options. You could jump down onto the ground level and then run in through the door.
Yeah.
Or you'd have to walk your way around. You would make it with your
No,
foot.
I'm going to get in. I'm going to come in the door. The first one.
So you're gonna jump down.
Yeah.
Okay. I need you to give me an acrobatics check, or an acrobatics roll.
If I fuck this, I was shocked he didn't make you do an acrobatic the first time you went looking. Ledge.
It's a 25, everybody.
Not even a sound, just deftly off the edge, cloak billowing behind you, you land, superhero pose. That takes up about, what's your full movement?
My
30 feet?
movement is where it is. It's just where it is on this page. What do you want to know?
So,
Yeah,
Hey.
30 feet.
30 feet. Oh,
Yeah.
my God. 30 feet. So that takes up about, that's probably about 10 feet of movement there. So you've got 20 left.
Okay, I'm going to move the rest of the way, and because I want to get. No, I'm going to go. So I'm inside the room now. I'm going to go 10 feet, and I want to cast.
Whenever I'm about to do something a bit cool, frequent watchers will notice that plane go. Can we?
No.
I hope this works. No, I'm always trying to use spells.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not saying you're telling me I can't do it. You're explaining that the game won't let me do it. So, and you know it's bad because he lets us away with murder. So if he flew
I
out
saw
to
one.
do it, I'm misjudging. Yeah. So, I've come in. And the altar is the focal point. There's nothing else in this room.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Fog's out, you develop this space.
Yeah.
You can't see anything. Now, if you wish, you can give me a perception check with disadvantage to see if you can make stuff out within the fog.
Okay.
Is there any stipulations on the fog?
It can be dispelled with like a slight gust of wind.
Okay.
It's not, but aside from that, it's heavily obscured, so it's not total blindness.
Grand,
It's just sort of,
My lowest was 11.
11. You can make out certain shapes in the fog. Like you see the magic missiles hit that illuminates it partially, what gives you the silhouettes of individuals in there. You see not too far from you the fallen body of, or the remnants of what was left of Bob, and then the fallen body of his colleague. And then you see there's like a large shape in the darkness with some one or two shapes milling around it, and you kind of make out that might be where the altar is.
Okay. I am going to cat.
Okay.
Great. I am going to cast Cloud of Daggers, 2nd level, concentrated around that area.
Okay. Is that a dex save?
It
Do people in the cloud have to make a dex save?
the cloud. I think it's no. If they just go in, if they try to get in there, they'll take 44 slash damage.
And what about people that are already in cloud?
I don't think it affects them because if they go into the spells area for the first time, or on a turn, or starts its turn there, yeah, they get it, yeah.
So,
Makes sense.
so is it an automatic or is it a dex save?
Automatic.
Automatic. How much damage?
It is 44.
44. Roll your damage.
Also roll me damage, will I?
Yeah.
Roll me down. Roll me damage now. Sorry, when it's just like I can still roll me down.
Ben's about to see a face full of daggers.
yeah.
Welcome to the table, Ben.
That's it.
9 points of damage. So you basically cast Cloud of Daggers in the space around the altar, which is affecting these 3 individuals.
Yeah.
So you hit this person with a magic missile, they took 2 points of damage.
Right.
And then there's 9 points of damage in this space, so they take a further line. Ben, you take 9 points.
Yeah.
This character, 9 point damage. Character in that space. That's it. Look, he's there. So
Yeah. Not even running away.
oh, he's
No, yes, yeah.
No. Friendly fire.
Just vaping.
apparently fire shoot.
Wait.
Set a fat cotton cloud out there.
Okay, so 2 is 9.
3 of them.
And then the other one took 9. And then Ben, you took your 9 points.
Yeah,
So you just hear this noise of spinning blades, like a blender's just appeared in front of you, and you feel these blades cut into your body, into your cloak, which upsets you greatly, I'm sure.
yeah. That's a fancy cloak.
And you just hear grunts and of pain coming from the darkness as you see these 3 forms get cut up.
I'm going to need a lightly posh.
Oh, oopsie daisy.
So, something like that?
Yeah, that's very.
Yeah.
Okay,
So you can identify him.
is that the end of your go?
Oh yeah, I think that's fine for now. I don't think.
Emperor Brennan, it's now into you.
Yeah, I'm going to run... I don't know if there was a space in here I was trying to get to, but I'm thinking away from the daggers is a good place to start, and away from where the action is. So I'm trying to run towards this kind of ruin.
This creature's going to get an attack of opportunity on you.
That's fine. It's heavily obscured. I'm sure that's a disadvantage.
It is a disadvantage.
Yeah. Move me towards me.
How far?
I have 25 feet, so maybe close to that pillar behind. Definitely out of the daggers. Yeah, there's perfect.
Get to the edge of the cloud, out of the daggers. When they move out of the cloud of daggers, do they get hit again, or is it just on the spell?
No, he
Grant. Okay. So it's an attack of opportunity against you with disadvantage.
if he goes back in there, he'll get.
I take it, where is my thing going? You take it a 6, doesn't it?
No, thankfully.
Yeah, it's like, it just hits air, and I hear it clink off another blade as the cloud of daggers are spinning in front of it, and actually just nearly disarms the other creature. Is there anything else you want to do?
Yeah, I'd like to take my cloak off, lay it on the ground, and cast Mending on it.
Okay.
It's to just heal the different patches. Oh no, this is cancel material. And then put it back on. So
Leo,
that's my action.
His priority is to fix his cloak, not as like after he's run away from the bit of violence.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I need to fix this immediately.
love what we love. You know, the heart wants what it wants.
So that's the end of Brennan's go. It's now into this cultist here. Seeing you there, it is going to...
Oh, I'm in now. Hang on a minute.
Well, oh yeah, you're going to move yourself in there, yeah. I really should have figures for...
Needs to get the 7% bomb. Okay.
I actually forgot to roll for Von Black and 0.
Say, Gwen.
Well, they both roll pretty low. Okay, so they are going back here for a sec.
Grand. So one of these Jamokes has noticed me.
Yeah.
Notice me, Jamo.
And he's going to... he basically looks up at you, and he's going to cast Ice Dagger at you. That's your...
Do you want to?
I know. Rude.
So,
So,
Roll for that, please. Ice dagger, not ice knife. It's a different move.
no, sorry, Ice Knight. Sorry. Gonna basically cast that.
You don't choose the ice knife. The ice knife chooses you.
Oh, you fucker. So, that is 14 to hit.
16 with my new armor.
To your arm. So, it basically shatters off the wall beside you as you feel this duck out of the way. Completely misses. He's going to try. He should have rolled up disadvantage. That's even less. That's a 30 to hit. Then he's going to try and move out of the cloud and kind of going distant. You can't see you because he moved out of the cloud. He hears, sure, sees you there. Okay, that's the end of his go. It's now Zira's go. As Zira kind of jumps down. Does really well with the natural 19 on the dex roll.
Oh, nice.
Forward, shot straight into full movement into that space there. And sees that creature there. Zira has... Up the bob. Zira will cast Searing Smite on herself. And that she'll cast that. Second up. And she stands there, and you see her large warhammer now that she has at her side that just basically starts to glow with energy, and radiant energy starts to emanate from it. And she holds up her shield and just like stares down at this Yankee that stepped out in front of her, just snarls in the general direction. That is going to be, and then that's pretty much it for Zira. The next up then is this cultist over here. He's going to step forward and look down, take a shot at you with a bow and arrow.
Okie dokie.
That is a 70 to hit.
Oh shit, yeah, even with my mock strategy can't. Yeah, that hit me.
That hits.
Darn.
And that is 6 points of piercing damage into you as the arrow just like catches you just in above the clavicle, just sticks in there. As you look up and you see this creature kind of snarling down at you, kind of the secondary Bob figure in the space. Bob 1 and Bob 2.
Robbie.
Yeah. Robbie the orc, half orc. That is.
Oh, he's the other half. He's the other half.
Still Zara, it's now. No, it's actually now Von Brook's go. As he is going to try and rush down. He has pretty shit movement. Being a dwarf, he's only got 25 feet. So he's going to jump down. And he lands. See. Dex. Oh. Yeah, natural 18. That makes it. And he is going to jump down and walk the rest of the way. And you can see in through here. Just see that guy. So he's just going to cast Fireball.
Oh, nice.
And that is an 18, which is going to hit. 17 points of damage. As you just see Von Breck step in, swirl his hands around, half a point.
Happy.
And it just catches the Githyanki in the chest. And it just pierces the hole right through it. And his body just drops to the floor. Von Breck gets second blood, because you got first blood there.
Yeah.
You see, thump, and it drops to the ground. Okay, that's the end of Von Breck's go. It's now with the Zildar.
We say, I think I'm gonna stay open and I think I'm gonna stay where I am.
Yeah.
And I'm going to. It is, yeah.
I have the high ground, Anakin.
Take me to higher ground. I am going to try and shame the guy who tried to hit me with a nice knife and throw my.
The guy that didn't realize that is now dead.
Oh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw it at somebody else. So.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
You call that a nice knife?
So is it?
It's a range of 120
Yeah.
feet. So and my thinking is, actually, the fog hasn't dissipated yet.
It hasn't. No, does that?
So can I see that guy?
It's concentration. I rolled the concentration check to see after that. It's still up. Yeah, it's still up.
So can I see these people down here? I can see him. And this guy over
He
here.
does obscure, but you hit him with a magic missile, you hit that with a magic missile, you hit that with a magic missile, and you hit him. So this guy's obscure. So I say that place is open, he's out in the open. That guy's obscured.
Gonna go for the guy out in the open.
Oh, you can also see it.
Guy out in the open top. Gonna hit him with a
Little gobbo.
little gobbo. Gonna hit him with try and hit him with an ice knife at second level. So no, third level for the crack.
Oh, big.
Well, my thinking was if you cast it at higher than second level spell slot, or sorry, cast this spell using a spell slot of second level or higher, the cold damage increases by 1d6 for each slot. So if I cast it at third, I get 3d6. Yeah, I have to fucking do it first though. Let's try. 17.
That is. Definitely hits. So 3d6.
The 3. 5.
9 points.
9 points damage.
When the ice streaks through the air, slipping through the fog, and pulling kind of vapor particles as they go through the fog, and it just impacts into the goblin's chest. As an explosion of icicles, and they creep up along his armor. He's like, and you see, as he breathes out, there's like a breath of cold air, and he kind of looks up at you. Is there anything else you want to do?
I would like to use my Misty Step bonus action.
I'm just gonna climb a few steps there.
You can, yeah. Yeah, you're just on the edge of the fog cloud. Bang.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. I'm done.
That is the end of your go. So we have the remaining cultists. This one is going to rush in, seeing you. Gonna hop over Bob. I'm gonna actually get him to roll a dex. Yeah, roll 50. And he's run it on you, sees you band fit the place, and he's gonna take a 2-dagger attack on you. Oh, this bastard that he is. That is 70 to hit. Yep. So the 2 daggers strike out and they hit you. You take 5 points of piercing damage.
Yep.
And he's just like, and chittering away just as he jumps out of the fog cloud as they're leaving over Bob. The guy on the ground that's bleeding out, it's now his go. He's stable, but he's in bits. He's going to try and stand up. And he is bleeding heavily. He's very badly injured. He's going to turn. He's going to basically stand up next to you, Gray, and see you. And then take a pot shot at you. And he's going to shoot at you for 16.
Dear Lord. Yes?
Yeah. So you just see this bolt string close range at you, just go, yeah, and hit you in the chest.
Yeah.
And that's going to hit you for 5 points of piercing damage.
For a second there.
The 16 was the damage.
Okay, we can deal with that.
Yeah. And he's like, ooh, he's woozy on his feet, like he's in fucking tatters. So his neck is kind of, he has a bone sticking out the side of his neck at a weird angle. He's just,
Always that detail with Wayne's damage. There's always just extra Cronenbergian stuff going.
what was it? Didn't you tell me I was the horror DM or something? Wasn't that it?
No, I asked you if you wanted to come on a TTRPG talk show to talk about how to scare your players around Halloween this year. Which, if you're watching this in October 2024, come check that out.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, he looks fucked up. So that is the end of his go.
He came in like that though, so it's fine.
This individual is going to rush forward again, not really knowing, just following the sounds of combat. So the slightly get hit and the step to here, and then see you, and they are going to capture us. Like a mill. Whoop, whoop, whoop. They're going to see you, Gray, and they're going to see Zilzara. You're going to look out, and they're going to this. My spike on Zilzara. It's a wisdom saving throw. DC 11.
Okay. 15.
15. So you beat it. With Mind Spike. Concentration. So he hits into the mind of one creature you can see. The target must make a wisdom saving throw. Taking 3d to the fail save, or half as much damage as not successful. So you do take some damage.
Mm-hmm.
You take 6 points of psychic damage. On a fail save, you also know the target's location until the spell ends. So concentration, but only one or two of you are on the same plane of existence. So they know where you are at all times until they break concentration. So if they get attacked out, they'll concentration. Concentration said that, or was it said Okay, right. So that's into you. That is the end of that creature's go. We have this cultist is going to rush out. They don't know where they're going. We're actually going to roll.
And they're going to get stabbed a bit as well, aren't they?
Actually, yes. Well, no, they're
They started their turning.
they're turning the clouds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So roll
They
that.
think it's at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they have to make a saving throw, or is it just that down? It's automatic. So how much damage?
46.
Go nuts. This might end them before they even get out of it.
I don't have to cast it again. I just have to roll the damage.
We just roll the damage, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do that then. I go.
Front 4 physical C4. Very
I
good.
gotta add 9.
9.
Yeah.
Um,
I might have to add 1 and 2 and 3.
Yeah. There's a 4 there too. That's a big one.
So
Here, as a kind of a cry of pain, and then they come stumbling out. They're all really bad at the perception. They're in a 5. So they'll stumble out in this general direction to come out of the fog cloud with that full movement.
And the fog cloud and the cloud of dagger. Dear
Yeah.
Lord.
So they're in bits.
Cloud of daggers. Every time you say it, my brain goes crown of thorns.
Cloud dagger! Right. This lad is the lad. Got this fella and this fella have to go. This guy is basically going to do nothing except move in here. He looks like he's now trying to... Well, actually, you can't fucking see his front. Yep.
Oh,
See, it's him basically hearing the noise, and he looks not panicked, but he looks rushed. And he starts to look at the arcane symbols on the ground, and he starts to chant and mumble, and starts to wave his hand and fudge, and you see an arcane kind of energy emanate from his hand. The symbols don't light up on the floor, but he's starting an incantation.
he is.
He's kind of trimming around the fog cloud, because he knows that he's seeing you bamf out of here. Fog cloud is still here. He's not going to rush straight in. Hurdy. Can he see you? He can just see you.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to throw a dagger at you. And he missed, because they're all a natural trick. And you just hear that clink, and it fires off the wall behind you and falls to the floor, and you see a dagger there. You look over it and directly can see it come squealing at you. Top of the order, back to Grey.
Okay. I've got people around me. I've got 2 of my friends. And 3 jerks.
3 jerks.
Okay. Right.
Okay. Text.
Just seeing if the red light was still on. Might have run out of battery. Who knows?
Is it on or off?
It might be off. I got enough. Slap in some reaction shots of me and stick it on the air.
This guy's really close to me.
Okay.
This guy's really
Yeah. He's
crazy.
next to you. He's the guy who looks fucked up. He is in bits.
Take him out.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Ice Knife at him.
Yeah. Roll to hit.
Okay.
That hits. Just hits.
Hey. Alright, well,
Please. I mean, no matter what you roll, he's probably going to die.
No.
2. You just close range. You just throw your hand out, and the ice knife just slicks out and just straight up into his chin, and you just see it push out to the back of his head. And you see the eyes roll back and just club to the ground.
okay.
So he's dead.
Okay.
Very good. That's us. I'm going to.
That's the end of night turn.
No, was that not?
Oh, that was the guy who was dying.
Says Bob. There's your man that was up there with him.
Oh, yeah, because there's still another gobbo who attacked me. Yeah.
When something I don't use enough is my reaction, which I can do when someone takes aim at me. And I can just do that during
Yeah, you
in some
yeah, as long as it's within the round. If you've already had your turn and somebody else, you can use a reaction to do whatever your reaction allows you to do on that time until the start of your next turn.
So that's me for now, but I might, and I don't I'm gonna move to the edge of the dagger cloud.
There's something here.
Okay. Right, so it's the end of your go, Brandon. It's into you.
I'm going to put my hands up and shout through the cloud. Now, fellows, don't do anything that's maybe has finite consequences, if you could possibly avoid that. I'm going to be kind of walking backwards. I know I saw the guy behind me, but for funsies, let's say I didn't.
Okay.
And I'm shocked and scared, and reactively, I just fire an ice knife out behind me when I go, "Ah!"
Okay, nice. Okay.
as I tumble and fall over the rubble there. Does a 14 plus, I'm sure it's a lot, 7? 21 hits.
Yeah, that definitely is.
All right. He takes 3 piercing damage, but they need to make a dexterity saving throw. DC 15?
Okay.
Nice.
Did you roll 2 6?
Yeah.
Jesus.
No. Fails. They take 12 ice damage.
Close.
Plus the 3 piercing. I don't know if my ice knife is different to your ice knives. I do piercing first, then it explodes and causes cold. Yeah, that's so.
Read this. Never read this.
That's the
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm just reading mine as well.
yeah 1d10, and then hit or miss, it explodes, and everyone in 5 feet
Eight.
succeeds a
But
dexterity
would
saving
take
throw, or if they fail. So 12 ice, 3 piercing.
Oops, sorry.
That's like blast him against the wall.
Big damage. He kind of stumbles back.
Mhm.
Kind of looks up. Make a perception check, maybe.
Sure will.
Hapless noble characters accidentally exploding people.
Yeah,
Yes.
tis a 14 for my perception.
14. As you're in the kind of in the craziness of the haze of everything, he kind of gets staggered back and looks straight at you. We notice that his eyes are pure white, bar for the pupil that are black spiral
Oh.
in his eyes, particularly his eyes. That's so they're black spirals rather than just black pupils. He has white eyes with black spirals. Just keep an eye out on the spells for Ice Knife because I don't always have it in front of me.
Yeah, no, I'll pay more attention as well. Sorry.
So,
All that means is you would have done more damage. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, because I wouldn't know it off by heart myself. So.
You were nerfed more than OP'd.
Which is, we don't want that. Okay, so that is the end of Brennan's go. It's now into that cult dead. Now into cultist here. Here, this one is going to move in to Azira, and it's going to reach out. Okay. Keep tabs on my cover sheets here. Yeah. Going to cast Pattern Splash. The deck save from 0. 3 and 0 fails. That takes 10 points of acid damage. The hand flicks out, and it's just like this acrid spray, and the scent of it stings the air. Okay, let's see that character's go. That cultist is dead. Now it's into a 0. She can retaliate. Up to 10 points of damage into her. And she is basically going to take a smack at this bitch with her mace. And missed drastically with a 9.
No.
The acid splash kind of splashes up along her face. She streaks out. You see, hear the radiant. It's a kind of Warhammer lightsaber-esque sound. It's like swings out, and the other creature just manages to duck out of the way as it swipes up through the air. But it's going to stay engaged with that individual. That's his dead. His cultist is now going to go here. No, this fella here is going to take a shot down, looking at Gray again.
Before you tell me what you roll, I might use my reaction.
Well, he missed.
Okay, so I can do that, but I have to. Oh, can we add that? Not before knowing the outcome. So I found out he missed. Okay.
Okay. So he looked like sting as the arrow just pings off the ground because he was trying to get an aim down at you that way.
Okay.
Zilzara, it's now. Oh, sorry, no, it's Von Breck, and then it's Zilzara. So Von Breck, he's going to step forward, seeing this creature here again. He's going to firebolt into that person. And it's going to hit with a 14. Whew, 22 points of damage. And firebolt streaks out and just catches them, but knocks them off their feet. And they go spinning back into the fog. And you just hear them collide with the cloud of daggers at the same time. And just get shish kebab as their bodies.
Oh, okay.
So I'm guessing a little bit of blood spray comes out of the fog.
This fleck of blood against your cape. And then just clumps of
Your newly repaired cloak.
as you're just covered in gore, and then just clumps of blood.
What is it? Red blood, white blood gets out red blood.
No, that's wine. Okay, that's the end of Zilzara. It's in field.
Ooh. I think I use my bonus action first.
Of course you can.
Okay, I'm gonna make like Z and bank back up here.
Okay.
And then she's gonna go for an old reliable magic missile at 4th level, 6 darts.
Jesus.
And she's gonna land 3 of them on this lad.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's that? Roll damage.
trying to roll 6 at once. Could be so much fun.
Got a 4.
Yes. Oh, still no.
Welcome to D&D.
Rakes.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Maybe one big one, couple of small ones. That's your choice there.
See that? That's very.
Okay. That lad's got 5.
Okay.
Because he got. Oh, sorry.
You got 3 darts.
Yeah. So he got 6.
6 points damage. Okay.
And the other 3 lads got. You can decide what way you want to do it. 2, 2, and 3.
Okay. So,
Excuse me.
the missile careened into her. She's in bits. Boom. Down 2 or 3. Doesn't matter. Hits her or killed it. This fella has only been damaged once, and he collided to him, kind of knocks him sideways a bit, and he stumbles back out of the cloud. This fella gets hit as well, and like kind of hits him. As it kind of dips down, hits him in the back of the head, and he stumbled forward a bit. And looks down. That one's down. They're still up. He got 6. Did he? 6 points of damage.
5 point. Yeah, 5 point. Yeah.
I thought it was 6.
About 6, yeah.
Yeah, it was 6. Yep.
Okay.
You check his stat.
Okay, yeah, he's looking hurt. They're all looking hurt in some degree. Looking pretty bloody, but still standing. That's the end of Zilzara's go. It's now into Spella's going to roll that down. This fella here, he's going to look around, kind of step forward again a certain amount, kind of see the odds, see the people coming into the door, look back up here at you, and go fuck it, and throw a dagger up at you. That is a 30-20 to hit.
Hits.
And that hits you for 5 points of piercing now. And then this lad is going to rush around, trying to stay out of the cloud, step around and throw a dagger at the Zira. He's going to hit.
Looks like.
And hits for 7 points of piercing damage. Okay. Like she's not looking that hurt. She's looking hurt enough. You see now that, and then there's this lad over here. Is just going to continue chanting. You then notice he's hurt hard enough, but he continues to chant. And the arcane symbols start to slowly start to build and build and build. As they start to hum up, 2 other things.
Yeah.
That portal over there on this side of the map
Oh, yeah.
starts to flare slightly. It's like, and this icon here on the altar,
Mhm.
also the globe on the top of it starts to go. Everything starts to come to life within the space. And you all see the kind of the globe in the fog, and you hear the crackle in the energy in the center of the portal, or this kind of gateway looking thing at the far end of the room. And you can hear the hum of the boom, boom, boom start to come to life. The chanting then starts to grow louder and louder and louder. Anyone here know Infernal?
Check his life.
Wrong sorcerers.
No. So you don't know what the chant is saying. That is the end of his go.
I'd love if your character did
I'm like, oh, Inferno. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
accent, like amazing. With that, like,
Great. It's now back to you. Brandon, you're on that.
over to you. Okay, so I've got I'm gonna enter these files over here.
Actually, no. You know what?
What?
Know what? It served its purpose. I'm going to
Read something for a millisecond.
So I'm going to use
I'm gonna
cast Dispel Magic on the cloud of the
Okay.
the yoke.
Okay.
We get to the yoke. I can get to the outcome.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast a spell magic on that. And if that at third level, and then the dagger should be gone.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to head up and great pick it up. Great pick up a glowing magical object.
Okay.
Like
Sorry, this might sound like a stupid question. I know Grey dispelled magic, presumably the fog and the cloud of...
But the daggers will drop because it's Grey's spell and they're casting the spell, but they're casting another spell.
Yeah.
Concentrations drop, and then the fog would be dispelled because of the spell magic.
Yeah.
So the fog goes away, the magic dissipates.
I can choose one magic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you rushing over to grab the object on the altar? Okay. So Grey books it, and you pick up what looks like a large scepter with a globe on top. Then you could have that on your person now.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
yoink.
That is the end of your go. Brendan, what do you do?
Wow, no death for
Yeah.
no insta death. So touching the thing, she learned nothing from this book.
I'm going to try walk towards Hypno Eye Man.
Yeah.
And be like, I'm so sorry. Let me heal you. And because my magic is being a bit screwy, I'm accidentally going to fire another ice knife at him. But as the ice comes out, I think mechanically I'll just roll a hit. I'll aim it up and see the way it's all crumbling up here.
Yeah.
Could I hit a wall that crumbles on the guy?
Yeah. Defo.
Yeah.
Roll to attack. You're not aiming on him. You're going to aim for the wall.
Once I realize it's not healing magic coming out of my hand, I'm like, oh no. A dirty nepotism 20.
Yeah. You basically fire up and a ray of... It's very unstable in here, and you can see that the rocks are damaged everywhere, and the ice comes up and it hits the wall. Then there's the explosion afterwards. So the wall starts to drop down. What's the damage afterwards with the explosion?
So that is 8 cold.
Okay. So he takes 8 points of cold damage into that character, and the rocks come down. He needs to make a dex save. It's a flirt 19 with a dex modifier of... It's nimble. Pretty nimble.
Speak Jack.
Yeah, he hasn't got a modifier, but it's still a flat 19. Manages to move out of the way, but he gets the 8 cold damage into him, which hits him, and then he gets half the damage of the bludgeoning, which is another 3. Because it's kind of hard to fully move out of the way. He the rock bounced off and and it seems to break his concentration on what he's doing. As he's doing that, Grey, the item you have in your hand, it's still boom, boom, boom. But what happens is when his chanting stops, all of a sudden a beam of energy from the globe at the top of this thing shoots directly towards the portal.
Oh.
And anchors itself to it. And you start to get pulled towards the portal. So you get pulled about 10 feet this way. And you are in the device in hand, it seems to start to heat up. And there's no pain. But anytime you try to let go, it's like magnetic. It sucks you back in. And you're starting to get dry. And this creature here looks up and he's like, no, no. And he kind of starts cursing towards you as this happens. That is the end of Brennan's go. The next cultist is... See, who's left alive here? Dead. It's gotta be... They're gonna see you get pulled towards that. He's cursing. They're gonna look around. They're gonna look down and shoot.
Are these we goblins dead?
No, those 2 goblins are still alive.
Okay.
It's a natural 20. If there was 0.
Oh no.
So...
Because she's so mad. I'm laughing.
8, 4, 8... Plus. So it's only 9 points of damage, not pretty low. But as she tried to bring her shield up, but it just kind of skids off the top and catches her ear. And it's like an arrow sticking in it. So she takes the damage. And that's the end of his go. Now it's... See, the cultist dead. Now Azira's go. Azira's going to rush up one of these fellas here. There. Swing out. Yeah, that's going to hit. Well, 7, yeah, that's definitely gonna hit. That's 8 points of damage plus the Searing Smite. He's gonna end this fucker. Yeah, so it's 16 points of straight up for the gobbo here. He's been injured before, swings out with things. The head disappears off its shoulders in a mist of clean blood, and it splatters against the wall here. She takes him out. That's the end of Azira's go. Then as the other gobbo's gonna turn me. I'm gonna stab at her and miss completely. It's distraught with green blood of his friend across his face. He misses. Okay, it's now into Von Brecht and it's in Zara. Von Brecht's gonna rush in, take in the area, see you with the scepter that's in your hand, getting dragged towards the portal, and be like, "Oh, bollocks!" And kind of look around and kind of try to take everything in. He's going to do the point. He is going to cast.
Save cat.
Well. He's going to cast Misty Step.
Okay.
And he's going to bounce from here to here and try and help hold you in place.
Okay.
He's going to make a strength roll. Go pretty low. 6. The two of you start to get dragged for the two of you together towards the portal. Zildara, it's into you. You see this unfold all below you. The fog is gone. This is what you see. So,
Can I?
of course you can.
Will influence my next move. Is 90s James Spader through the portal? Specifically.
Specifically, 90s floppy hair, James Spader.
Yeah. Stupid, sexy Daniel Jackson. Okay, so everything's in clear view to me now at this stage. We still have your man and 2 gobbos.
Yeah, one gobbo's left alive.
1 gobbo here. It's this guy's.
He's still alive.
Okay. I will cast. Where'd it go? My God. Lost place. Literally looking at it in a minute. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to cast Ray of Frost on this little lad.
Okay.
Let's see if I'm successful. 13.
That hits. Yes.
11 damage.
11 damage. The ray of frost shoots out and catches this creature in the chest. Just the ice kind of forms up around them, and you just see their skin go from a mottled dark green to a very pale, kind of translucent color as it freezes up, and you just see their look of shock on their face as the breath is stolen from their lungs, and they just drop dead to the ground. They see that. It's the beauty of over here. Right. Is that the end of your go?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm gonna hang tight on this high ledge for the minute.
Now you do see everything else that's going on. There's no fog anymore, so you can see what's happening down here.
I can, but there's like
Yell at each other while the initiative roll is going.
Yeah?
I'm big. Phil, look! I can't let go!
oh, you physically can't let go.
Yeah.
You don't want to.
And it goes
Okay.
stuck to their hands.
Yeah, my level. Even if I misty step and run, I won't reach them.
How far? Misty Step is what, 30 feet?
30 feet.
Yeah, you get about halfway.
Okay, I'm gonna. Yeah, can I use my bonus action?
Of course you can, yeah.
Use my full level because I've stayed my full level of movement. I think it.
Another 30 feet, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh wait, I can't just diagonally or
5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 50. You get right up. Right.
grab a crate from me.
And on the next round, then you can do a strength.
Cast rhymes binding ice on all of us.
Hey, it works. It works. Okay, so that's the end of your go. Dead. This lad here
You're gonna get this lad here.
picks themselves up and it's like looking around, sees you, and curses you profusely and is going to cast Eldritch Blast at you.
No, no.
No.
Oh, Bob.
Does a 23 hit?
Would yeah. Yeah, would yeah. Yeah, that would hit. Yep.
And that hits you for really shit 4 damage.
Yeah.
As it kind of casts out Eldritch Blast, cursing and infernal at you. And you see it's starting to foam with the mouth. It's like there seems to be an anger to this creature, like just pure rage about it.
Blade rage.
What kind of
so-
creature is it? Do I know? Like, is it a
It's kind of like it's a tiefling elf hybrid looking creature.
helpling?
And if you want to give me a kind of a nature or a history check to see, do you know anything about what this type of thing is? Or
No, I'd not want to do that.
I just imagine a Telfling having the worst traits of both.
just toxic, pure toxic.
And it's a hybrid with an elf, not a drow.
Yeah, an elf. Yeah, not drow, not drow.
That'd be even worse.
So kind of the remaining cultists have all gone. So it's now back up to Grey. Grey, so you're getting dragged. Von Breck is in front of you. Zara's now behind you. And it's like you're being dragged slowly forward now because these two are trying to keep you in place. What do you want to do at this point? You can't seem to let go of this.
I'm going to cast Polymorph on
Okay.
Oh.
at the level that I'm looking at here, which what level, which I knew. I'm casting Polymorph on him, and I'm gonna turn him into a little.
Amazing.
Unwilling creature must make a wisdom saving throw. No, 14. He failed. So you just, as you're kind of looking, you're looking like distracted, or you just go, whoa, and you cast the polymorph spell, and he's just like, he's foaming at him after casting an Eldritch Blast. And then, Brendan, you just look up and you see and this mouse with little horns just kind of like, and it just appears in midair and then it drops to the ground. It's like
Oh, that's not good.
He's chirping and again foaming at the mouth.
I'm sorry, I'm going to need fan art of that by man, but please.
Okay, is there anything else you want to do here? Bonus action or anything?
Pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy.
Okay. Brendan.
I see this mouse appear and turn over to see the scepter. Where's the mouse?
Oh, they're on this.
I see these people who I don't know, and I turn to them and go, "Okay, I'm so sorry, but you're going to have to trust me. I don't think you need to go into that portal, and I'll cast Watery Sphere on Grey, and
It'll be all three.
I think I only get 2. It's a 5-foot radius, so 10-foot sphere.
Wait, which one is it?
The person holding the scepter and the dwarf, probably the closest.
Yeah.
To capture them in it, because creatures and things within it become restrained,
Nice.
and I can move it, I think, 30 feet.
Nice.
So I'm trying to just move them in a ball of water
Yeah.
away.
Oh, you got there first. I was gonna bump them.
Yes. But whether you trust me or not depends, because you can make a strength saving throw not to be caught in this pokeball of water, I suppose.
You know what? I trust him. He hasn't neutered me yet.
Okay.
He hasn't given me any of that Hindu attitude. But I'm gonna say, don't want to go in here.
So Von Breck is also going to allow that happen because he kind of respects a fellow caster. So where do you want to move them?
30 feet, essentially, just to, as far as
Ready?
Yeah.
So you get pulled back and you're inside. And they
Raise glass.
breathe inside the spheres. Say.
No, it's water, so
Yeah, they're not going to be able to breathe. So,
Yeah.
like this happens in a second. It's an instant. So unless you drop the sphere straight away, they're still within there.
yeah,
And on your next turn, I'm going to get you to make a con save to see if you can breathe.
yeah.
All right. Okay. So this creature's now a mouse. There's only one gobbo left up here. That's the end of your go. It's now Azira's go. But you know that. Yeah, come this next. You keep those next. He's going to step forward. Now I can.
Stop flipping on bits of Bob.
There.
Yeah, it's a boss. And he's going to take a stab in the last step. He's going to miss dramatically. Streak out, and just basically the blade is bashed away. And Azira is going to retaliate and bring the Warhammer down.
Oh, did he get murked?
For a natural 20. The comes down and
Gobbo soup.
super. I'm going to roll this with real
Crunch.
okay. Three. 23 points. Roll full damage on it. 23 points of damage into the. Just see the. And the head just gets accordioned into the body, and it's just crumbles into a pile, and it just drops its blade, and its arms blade up in the air, and it's dead. So, made short work of him, and the only cult that's left alive is fella. So at this point, I'd say initiative is over, unless I do with polymorph. Does the polymorph that's not attacked? Does it stay that way for an hour?
Think so.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this fella can no sound. Yeah. Lasts the duration until the target drops to 0 points or dies. The new form can be any beast of the ground. Yeah. So that creature is polymorph. So that's the end of combat. You are inside the sphere unless you're dropping the water now. At this point, combat's over.
Can I tell if the thing is still being pulled towards the portal?
Give me an Arcana check, please.
Good thing to roll. 5, and I can't imagine my Arcana is that good. So, no, 6.
6 in total.
Yeah.
You can't tell whether you can see that it's still glowing, but you can't tell it's still being pulled because you physically moved the sphere of water.
I might try, I don't think this works this way, unfortunately. I'd almost try to, expel them from the sphere, but keep the sphere up. But I don't think I get to choose if you, you can make a strength saving throw to get out of it. Just in case I need to be back on you again. Yeah.
Come out with me and maybe draw me back. So, I know I can't. One thing I know at this point is I can't drop. And maybe the fact that I'm not being pulled through a fort was good, but I can't water. No. For a bit longer, I'm not going to do the.
Move closer to your mic there, Kim.
Oh yeah, I'm presumably going to have a constitution problem ultimately, but I'm not fighting to get out
Cool.
because I hate being dragged towards that body. Because I'm just still body. Guy.
Kim, is your mic on? Is it up? Just give it a tap there for me, please. Yeah, picking up. Just get closer to it when you're talking, please.
So, yes, I have. I'm in there. I realize I'm stuck. I realize I've been saved. I'm not delighted with the water situation, but I'm not going to fight my way out because I know I can't drop this item.
Okay.
With a little bit of time before they drown, I might just walk over to the arcane symbols on the floor to see if if it's chalk or if I can kind of break it at all to kind of turn it off, if there's an off button.
So the arcane symbols in the ground have kind of calmed down a bit since he stopped chanting. But if you want to try and decipher them, you can give me another Arcana roll if you want. Try and do something, figure out what it is.
You know what? Here's the problem. And I think we just need to yeet him into the portal and hope that solves it.
Mouse?
Yeah, I'm just going to try,
An option, then
just
he was
throw the mouse
he was just going to walk over
Gotcha.
and stamp on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Try and trap him in and question him later, but he is very dangerous.
You know what? I have a big watery sphere with people in it. Probably has room for a mouse. If I can just shake it around and be like, I'm so sorry, if you could just try leave the ball to move, and then just try get the mouse and put the ball of water on the mouse through the portal is my
Okay.
fear. Yeah.
I might do a strat check then.
Well, okay. If you're in the water, it's going to be hard to hear. So roll me a perception and see if you hear that. Just to, not to be too fine, kind of a bit near.
The rules control fun.
So you hear this muffled kind of voice come through, like, try and push your way out, and you sort of roll a strength check to see if you get out. No, you're stuck within there. But you can still try and attempt to put but it's not going to cause, until he takes damage, he's going to be, so if he takes damage in the sphere, he'll change out.
I don't think they do take damage in the sphere. I think they're just in this. I think there is bludgeoning damage.
If they start drowning,
Yeah.
they will.
Yes.
Take-
I don't know. No idea how long drowning takes.
So
How far can you move your...
Like 30 feet an action and around.
Oh, let us get in the middle. I'll move the mouse 30 feet with a mage hand and yeet him into it.
If you want, yeah, you can do that. That's not a problem.
Oh, if you have a mage hand, I'll just turn to you and be like, yes, maybe just dispose of the vermin. Just through the portal. Hope for the best.
Okay.
But careful not to, squish it.
So you want me to throw him in the portal?
Just throw him in the portal. Just see if he's not here, does the magic go away?
Yeah. Okay, Grant.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you pick up the mouse with mage hand,
Yes. The mum?
and then you yeet him into the portal.
Yep.
The mouse just like, and you just see it
I pick him up by the tail
Yeah,
with
see
the
it.
mage.
kind of like ass over head into the portal. Like there's a fizz, and it just disappears into the portal, and it keeps swirling.
Right. Well,
Well, that didn't work.
yes, we're screwed. I think I'll drop this ball. What's the worst that could happen? And I'll drop the watery sphere to let everyone out.
And you find yourself dropping to the ground, and pretty much instantaneously you start getting pulled towards the portal. And as you notice this, you kind of, as you're getting dragged, and you're going a couple, like, Von Breck is still trying to get onto you, and he's going to make the strength save, or strength even shit, roll the natural 3, and he's like, his small diminutive dwarf wizard form is not able to hold you back, and you seem to be arcanely pulled towards this inch by inch or meter by meter.
I think people just picked.
It looks like a cat toy, to be fair.
So nice.
Okay, what are the group doing at this point? You see Gray is getting pulled towards the portal. Von Breck is trying to stop.
Yeah.
Azira turns around and is kind of like looking at all of this, and she starts to move forward and begins to help. And here, you're still here.
Yep. I'm trying to figure out.
All this strength. Pretty high, but it's enough. Oh, that is pretty high. 17. You see, Azira steps in and you see her large dragonborn form clamps her feet down and holds you in place. You start to slow ever so slightly, but Azira still, you can see her claws are starting to cut into the stone and it sparks, and you hear that noise. She's like straining. This is something arcane doing this.
So he wasn't charming it. He wasn't creating this. He was obviously just channeling it. But
Sorry, just one sec, because your audio was dropped off completely. Can you do me a favor to turn that mic off and turn it back on again? Flip the switch down, slip it back up, and go right up to it and start talking.
how are you hurting?
Yeah,
You.
I think that's it. That's done the job.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What was going on?
No, I think maybe, did you turn it off when we went out to break?
Nope.
No?
I'm not that responsible.
That's strange. Okay.
Okay, so I thought we were gonna have the shoot that one guy and everything falls out of the sky cure, but that hasn't happened because he's gone and the portal is still here and it's still dragging me. I have 20% of me wants to go through the portal, see what the crack is. But 80% of me realize that's deeply stupid. So I'm going to ask Von Breck if he knows what this is.
Kind of in the haze, Von was like, and he starts to kind of study the actual scepter that
Yeah.
and rolled pretty low on her curve, but it's both like so. +7. He rolled a 12. He's looking at it going, it's it's strange. It has symbols of both saloon and Shah writings on either side. It's like, so when you look at this scepter now, it's exactly what it is. It's kind of like a staff with horns at the top, and then at the bottom there's kind of like more. It's like if you look at it, it's kind of a scepter of two parts. There's like very fine, intricate, beautiful designs at the base, but the top is angular and sharp, and it's like symbols of Saloon, symbols of Shar, and they're stuck together. It's like two pieces stuck together. And on top, there's a large crystal where this energy, that is a beam kind of connected to the portal.
So just to put it in fine art terms, it's Princess Celestia and Princess Luna, like represented.
Exactly.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm very deep. So this temple originally was a temple to Saloon or a temple to Shar?
Give me a perception check.
It's 13.
13.
Do you see the delay between the roll and the score?
I did see that, yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Isn't that stunning?
Yeah.
I'm a grown up. I'm arguably in STEM.
So as you're kind of like, it's kind of those weird quiet moments during chaos.
When I'm adding?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So you start to look around this space and you realize that there's two different forms of architecture in this,
Oh.
which is represented by the battle map, because one is folding scenery and one is 3D printed scenery. And you realize as you look around that the older, more crumbled, decayed section here is a temple. Is a temple of Saloon. There's symbols of Saloon, kind of symbols, representations of her. The newer architecture, well, it's still both of them are in ruin, but the newer architecture looks like it's a part of a temple of Shar.
So they took the marble off the Colosseum and put it in the Vatican.
Exactly.
Right, gotcha. And yes, I think it's the same. I think it tracks for the analogy. So, wow. Okay, so,
There seems to be a cross-pollination of two fates here. And you can't tell from that roll whether it's intentional or by mistake.
by mistake, can I ask Zil? Zil, can you get help from people you might not want to ask for help? Ask your mom. Oh no!
You see, whereas you were standing here, Zilla's coming, and it's starting to get pulled closer towards the portal.
Bother.
Can I get 2 mics for
Don't bother.
please? I love him.
While you're thinking, I'm trying to think of what that person was saying in Inferno. I'll try saying it backwards. Paul is dead. Paul is dead.
If you're trying to study the symbols on the ground,
Yeah,
give me an Arcana roll again.
I'm not good at this. 7.
7. You're kind of going, hang on a second. You're looking around at this space. You make that realization that these are two separate fates built into one.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing you can tell about this thing on the floor that looks like some sort of control unit.
Ah.
And you don't really understand the language, but it's like this individual was trying to input something, but you don't know what.
Yes. Oh, I should check if it's a good or bad day. It's a bad day. Cool. Good to know. That comes into play later for reactions.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So that is what you kind of, you're saying this is some kind of control panel. So what are you doing?
On the one hand, I'm like, is there any kind of barrier I can put up to help? I'm considering, I know it's normally effective on creatures. I'm wondering how effective Rhymes Binding Ice would be on the front of this portal. What say you, DM?
Well, you gotta give it a whirl. I gotta look up the fucking spell.
So it causes cold damage. It requires a creature to make a save. So if we eliminated this save throw bit, yeah, I probably wouldn't work on inanimate objects. But it's up to you.
If you were to cast it on the group, they would be hindered by the ice. They would have to make a con save of 13. They do take damage, but they are hindered by ice formations for 1 minute or until the creature within reach uses the action to break away the ice. A creature hindered by ice has its speed reduced to 0. On a successful save, a creature takes half as much damage and isn't hindered by the ice.
Okay.
So you could try and, if you want to aim it at the group, you could definitely give that a go, and they would have to roll a save to see if they're affected by it. Their movement will be reduced to 0, but you don't know what this scepter is trying to do yet. Well, you know it's trying to drag Grey towards the portal, but you can't tell whether it's going to be stopped or affected by this. The sphere stopped it because Brendan was able to physically move Grey, but as soon as it came out of that sphere, they were dragged again.
Yeah, and that's why I was thinking, would it be possible to cast the spell on the portal and put some ice in?
An inanimate object, it probably
It won't work.
Yeah, because portal is not going to be able to make a con save.
Okay, so to buy time, I'm gonna run over and grab Grey, who's holding,
Yeah,
and bamf away.
you can't carry something in Misty Step.
Oh, can you?
You swear that's
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, because it'd be carrying me, not accompanying me.
Misty Step.
No, that's
You can surround us here. You teleport to well, not folks I could see, but I don't think.
that's fine.
I'm open to correction on this, but I don't.
No, I think you're right. I think Dimension Door
The mid
goes that.
Cat that.
versions of, like, say, Misty Step or Thunder Step that allow you to carry something.
Yes.
Yes,
But Misty
fine.
Step doesn't. It's only yourself.
that's fine. What do I do?
Ask your ma.
Really don't like asking her anything.
No.
If anyone can read the floor, there's something on the floor. Before I just start shooting at it.
Von Breck should know that.
Von Brecht, we could. Is he trying to stop people? He's through the portal.
Oh, what? Can I? On him, yes. I thought you were tossing Von Breck through the portal. I'm like, what did I miss?
Can't me and Von Breck swap out?
If you wish.
Yeah, so he can help.
I'll go have a look here. You step in.
Do I need to roll a strength saving throw?
Brecht's going to run over against this. Roll it. If you want to try and put it in a strength check, Von Breck is going to roll there. Kind of look at the floor.
Oh.
That's pretty good.
16.
16. You manage to slow and slice yourself and the zero together, or keep it like a Grey is like, really getting pushed towards it. And Von Breck rolled very hard. So Von Breck starts to scan the floor and looks at you. So, all right, I'm not great at Infernal, but as far as I can tell, these symbols are coordinates. But it's weird because the inner ones are they're an old version of Draconic, but not a very well known one, not from this plane, and it's mixed in with this. Some of the symbols don't make sense because that one there is a symbol for it's a number, that's a number, and then this is talking about gateways and eddies in the void. It's strange. It's like it's talking about different iterations in space and time, which is a weird magic to be playing with, especially in a place like this. But from what I can tell, anyone that's supposed to cast this is like programming what that does, and without this, who knows what going through there could send you anywhere, or anywhere. So
It's a jam. I love it.
That's big right in.
So from that, he starts babbling about different things, but it looks like this is a control unit for what that is. And in order to know where you're going, you have to be able to use this program that. But without the program, it's just going to randomly throw you somewhere.
I don't care where it goes or what it does. How do we turn it off? What do we say to say, computer, no?
I've no idea what that word is, but
It computes the navigational coordinates of the thing.
right. Let me give it a whirl. And he starts to kind of chant a few things. I'm going to get... So, do you want to help him in this?
Yes, I do. And I'll give him guidance too.
You're going to give him guidance. Okay. Okay, it's pretty good. What's it? Guidance is D...
Plus
Is it
D4.
D4?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it's dirty 20 already. Plus 7. 27 in Arcana. He starts to kind of quietly mumble to himself, and he puts both his hands out. There's an arcane hum. And you see the dial boom, 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 they start to spin, and some of them start to lock in place. They seem to be following a preordained setup.
Mm.
And you thought, this is already pre-programmed. I've no control over what this is doing. I need everyone to make a dex saving throw, please. Yeah, please.
Oh, that's my favorite one. Oh, she fucking spoke too soon. 8.
8.
A natural 1.
18.
18.
I'm going to fly for the first time.
Ombrek gets a 10 and Azira managed a 19. So, okay. So, all of this happens at once. You're in front of Grey. Yep. Roll me a strength check with a disadvantage.
Strength check, not a saving throw. Okay, so I need to roll twice in the lower of the two, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, did I roll the one thing?
No.
Sorry. Oh yeah, I rolled stealth instead of strength. What am I doing? Okay.
Go for it, yeah.
18 or 11.
11. All of a sudden, there is as the last symbol locks in place, and the scepter in your hand all of a sudden stops dragging you towards where you're going. And then there is a burst of energy from the crystal at the top. And as if something is pulling all of you from where the portal is, you start to get dragged, all start to get dragged towards it as this energy fills the room. You manage to jump, and as you're about to move, the pull doesn't grab you, but Grey gets pulled and collides into you. And you manage to kind of just half catch yourself as you start to get pulled towards it. You rolled, what did you roll? 1.
Yeah.
You straight away head over arse towards the portal.
Well, it's been real, guys. It's been so fun being on the show. Got the next star.
Going towards the portal. Umbrek also backwards, tumbling through. Azira manages to hold on to the altar. She rolled really fucking hard. She grabs onto that altar. As you get sucked in, you get sucked in, you get sucked in. You're just on the edge. You all go through the portal. You're edge of the portal. You're holding onto the
Yeah, I rolled a 17.
You rolled the dex save, but the strength check, because you got hit by Grey because you were right in front of them, you got pulled towards it. You watch as everyone in turn zips into the portal, and you see Azira turn to you, and it's just like gritted teeth looking at you. What do you want to do?
I gotta shout at Azira and be like, do we follow them?
It's like, do we have a choice?
I don't think so. And I'm gonna let go.
Straight through. And that's the last thing you see is Azira kind of her eyes open as the void, this portal wraps itself around you, and you fall into oblivion. At this point, I need somebody to roll a D100.
I don't have one.
I didn't bring mine. Let me see.
I have one.
10 to
Does someone else want to?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, well, I
Somewhere
want to. Whoa, 88, bitch.
88.
That's the miles per hour we need to go back in time.
Amazing.
That's pretty heavy, Doc.
Weight has nothing to do with it.
Okay. So, just checking my notes for my roll table, okay? For what happens in this mode.
No. It's been good.
It's
really good.
It's been emotional. Real.
Gonna start singing the song from Minas Tirith.
You all feel as if the air has been sucked out of your lungs. And you feel a choking sensation as you can't catch your breath for the longest time. And you get a blinding pain in your head as you feel stretched and pulled. And you feel like you're just being pushed through the eye of a needle. And it's strange. You see these flashes of each of your life before you, different moments, all out of order. Like, you see all these different things happen that have happened to you over the last couple of months, stuff that happened in your early life. Some stuff that you don't recognize, stuff that you don't remember, but there you are doing these things. It's going on forever. And this energy of light just starts to appear and slip past you, these dots streaming past. You don't see each other. You're just individuals in this moment. And just as you think you're about to die, pass out from lack of oxygen, it's like you've broken the surface of a wave and you come out. It's like, and your eyes focus, and you're lying on your back, and you start to get your sight back, blurrily at first, because it takes a second. Do you have dark vision?
No, I don't think so. But I'm not a penguin, but I'm pretty sure if I'm going to be choking, like, of all the people who could probably swim through a void,
Sure. You all come to. You kind of sit up and you look around, and you see each other within about 10 to 15 feet of each other, splayed out on the ground, and you feel dirt, moist, dank dirt under your feet and under your hands.
Oh my God, we're in Fibbers.
Old school Fibbers with the refurb.
A dense smell of mossy earth, and there is as your eyes adjust, you see bioluminescence glows all around you, and you realize you're underground somewhere.
Oh, feels like home.
And you start to look around, and you very much think that.
Mhm.
As you feel, hang on a second, this feels and looks like the Underdark. As you look and see large crystalline formations dotted around this large cavernous space that you're in, huge cavernous space.
Yeah.
Seem to creep up along the walls. Large, weird, mushroom-shaped things that just seem to dress themselves up along the area. And there's that sense of mustiness and underground feeling. And there's that obvious drip of a cavern somewhere off in the distance. And you hear wailing and crying, like echoing through this massive cavernous hall. As you all kind of come through, everyone seems to be okay. You look and you see the three of yourselves. You see Von Breck. You don't see Azir.
No.
And it takes you a couple of seconds as you all start to sit up. What do you all want to do at this point?
I'm going to stand up, dust myself off, walk over and go, well, I suppose a good enough time as any for introductions. My name's the Emperor Brennan. Nice to meet you. And
I shake hands with Brennan. Yeah, that was wild back there. Sil, do you know where we are?
Smells like the Underdark. Looks like the Underdark. Do I roll a perception or an arcana or what?
Roll me a perception or investigation.
Investigation. Perception. 18.
18. You were taken out of the Underdark at a very early, young, baby-like age. Like, there was like you have very few memories of it. You just remember the stories. And while you might have done some quests and traveled in certain parts of it later in life, this is, from what the stories you've heard, from what you're looking around here, you are deep in the Underdark.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really deep. Some of these formations and fungi and kind of phosphorus and bioluminescence, you've only heard about in stories, and it's kind of strange seeing these now in front of you, considering where you've come from. And this whole thing is like, what the fuck? But you know that that's what this is. You are in the Underdark. About 10 feet from you, you see the scepter laid out on the ground, still in one piece.
Is it quiet now?
It is quiet enough. The globe is like slowly calming down. But it's still the same shape. It's still the same kind of configuration you saw before. And the globe is just starting to cool. There doesn't seem to be any arcane energy flickering off, and it seems to be inert.
Could I do a history or arcana check to see what make of a thing or person or sphere or anything this could be from?
Please do.
Okay. Which one?
Arcana, whatever, arcana or investigation, whatever you think is better for yourself.
Okay. 6 with a +4.
Going from what Von Breck said before, and as he comes over, actually, I'm going to give you an advantage because Von Breck starts to help you.
Oh, ew. Watch me do worse. No, that's a 19, baby.
So Von Breck comes over and starts kind of pointing at certain things. Between the two of you, you're kind of like, right, this seems to be something that was put together that seems to symbolize two sides of the same coin. So it's Saloon and
Okay.
Shar, but it's weird. It's unheard of magics. It seems to be a scepter of some sort that is a key to whatever that portal is, and it uses both the light and the dark to channel its energies in conjunction with what the portal was. With a 19, which is quite high, you kind of guess that this would probably be the
Quite
key.
high, lads. Quite high, and 19 is quite high.
As you look at it, you kind of go, right, this is actually the key to getting out of here. We need to find somewhere we can use this.
That's what I wanted to know. That's
This seems to be kind of like the key to transportation. But there's something about it that it's like the symbols on the side, these are written in a language that, what languages do you speak?
Yeah, I have Sylvan for some godforsaken reason, but I have, Common and Sylvan.
Von Breck kind of points these out and says, I don't know if anyone else wants to look at it at this point. What have you got?
I have common, druidic, gith, and then telepathy as if it's a language.
Okay. So, there are some Githyanki symbols here.
Oh, yeah.
And you kind of look at them, and this device seems to be made up over time. So it's like one kind of faction put their stamp on it, another faction put their stamp on it, another faction put their stamp on it. There are other symbols here like that you can't read, seemingly infernal. There seems to be even a bit of hill giant in there, and it's a weird mix. But it's like they've added a piece, like somebody built a quilt and everyone added a patch, that type of a thing.
Okay.
And upon close inspection, you know that it's actually configurable. You can twist certain parts of it, and it turns. But in the current configuration is the configuration that you're in that brought you here. And Von Breck kind of summarizes
The religious transformer.
this is that group of cultists were trying to get here for a very specific reason. They were opening this portal. This was the configuration they set. And Brendan, as part of like where you were when you arrived in, that's where you caught them. They were starting to mess with this and started to configure it, and you interrupted them in your mission to be in this space.
Yes.
So you came in and they were there, and they were like, "What are you doing here?" And then they kind of start to prod and poke you, and it's like, "Do you know anything about this?" And they were trying to get you to help them, but the guy who was turned into a mouse and subsequently fucked through the portal, which I will say there is no sign of, because he's a fucking mouse.
Except there's big statues of him. He's
And he's like, you definitely get the sense that they were aiming to be in this place and time. You don't know what for.
Yes.
Just as you were all talking about this and debating this, everyone roll me perception check, please. And because it's you and you're in the Underdark, roll with advantage.
I'll give you guidance just so you have it.
11.
Well, with advantage, my first roll was a nat 20 plus 2.
Nice.
Nice.
And yet she rolls again. And
And like, yeah, the other one was a 6.
So, you pick it up straight away. Echoing through the chamber, you can tell it's not very far from here. And the rest, what did you get?
18.
18?
11.
11 on Breck. Got 9. But you pick it up straight away. You hear a baby crying. Then you start to hear it, and you start to hear it. And then Von Breck is still engrossed in this thing, and he eventually pricks his ears, and he's like, "Whoa!" And it seems to be coming from there's like a cavern that leads off to your right, and it starts to echo through that area.
Good. So some brat's having a whinge. Why is it that, the sound of a baby crying in the Underdark just gives me a sense of foreboding? And, that kid's not crying because they're cranky. That kid's crying because something's about to happen. Can we... I'm gonna look at my companions.
Hello. I just made a realization early.
What do we want to follow that sound?
Yeah. Best case scenario, we save a baby. Worst case scenario, TBD.
Okay, I have the best dark vision, so I'll lead out. And also, it feels very familiar down here.
So you are all heading out towards the sound of the crying baby.
Stealthily.
I will cast Pass Without Trace.
Ooh, here we go.
Now we're cooking with these.
So that gives you it's a
Plus 10 bonus.
10 bonus to your stealth.
Holy moly, I'm gonna stealth too.
Okay. So everyone give me a stealth roll. And add your 10.
Sure.
18. Doing as well, because
20.
you got a dirty 20.
Turn 20. 25 for me.
Yeah, okay. Jesus, good thing as well for fucking Von Breck. He's a -1 to stealth.
Wait.
He kind of trundles on behind you. He's holding on to the scepter and he tucked it into his bag. He seems to have a bag of holding wrapped around him. Come on.
Yeah, we have much more to go.
No, not long. I'm literally going to finish up now in a sec.
Okay, cool.
So, you stealthily make your way through the Underdark and you hear the unusual sounds of the Underdark. Strange. You kind of have a slight bit of weird nostalgia about this from the stories you've heard from your parents, but it's kind of weird. It's like there's these echoing cries that seem to undercut the baby's cries, which is ever present over the whole thing. These weird sounds of like guttural, and even the fungus and the bioluminescence seems to move. It's teeming with life down here. It's horrible. It depends on who you are. It might be horrible. Other people might think it's home and nice, but it's dank. It's smelly. It's weird. You walk down this tunnel and you follow your ears and you're going to make a couple of turns left and right here and there. And you come to a small clearing. And just before you turn out into this clearing, you notice there's a trail of blood along the ground.
Can we tell what type of blood it is?
You bend down and look at it, and it's obviously kind of, as you look at it, you kind of, with your dark vision, you feel the kind of the viscosity of it, and kind of, this is drow blood.
Okay.
And your eyes follow the stream, and it starts to pool, and you come up and you see at the back of this small cavern, you see a armored female drow,
Right.
propped up against the wall, head down, and in her arms, she is clutching, in swaddling, a small child,
Drow child?
a drow child.
Okay.
What do you do?
Is she's alive, obviously.
The child is alive, but the armored female drow looks like she's either dead or unconscious.
Okay.
Where's all your unfeeling now, Zill?
Well, there's this. She's like, on the one hand, she's like, it's something that'll give away her position, slow us down, but at the same time, she has a moment of, can't be, like this kid is gonna die if it's left here.
Question for the DM. Does interacting with a past version of yourself affect the future?
This is not Time Cop. That's also a made-up rule.
Do horizontal splits on the team.
Anyway, so what are you doing in this moment?
Zill is going to creep up beside the presumably dead drow woman and baby drow, and see if she can get the baby to stop crying.
Do you pick up the baby?
Not yet.
It's a trap.
Not yet.
The baby explodes. It's a mimic baby. No.
For you though.
So sorry, she's gonna creep up.
Baby trap.
Investigate and see if there is a trap.
Check the baby for traps.
Check
Yeah.
the baby for traps.
And if no traps, search the baby for treasure.
18.
An 18. The baby is not trapped.
Okay.
But upon your investigation,
trapped.
as you look through the swaddling clothes, you notice one thing. Around the baby's neck is a purple amethyst crystal.
I knew it.
And that's where we're going to end this month's episode of Sorcery Shenanigans.
Underdark. She was a baby and born of love. Oh, they are so
Bye. It's Sorcery Shenanigans. Don't forget to enter the competition for the fantastic giveaway prize from Hasbro Pulse. Welcome to the table with Ben Clippards. Until next time, folks, we will see you. Thanks again to Dublin City Comics for their fantastic sponsorship and giving us this space to record. We couldn't do it without them. Go check them out on Capel Street or on dublincitycomics.com. Cheers to Hasbro Pulse. And until next time, folks, look after yourselves. Take it handy.
Bye.